What is up, everybody? It's your boy CrazyMaze98, aka Nicholas Morales, founder of the EHG community, and here is another episode of the EHG podcast. Today we have some special guests, some really good friends of mine that that have their own podcast of their own. Of course, I'm going to put a link of their podcast into the description. By all means, go ahead and follow them and make sure to check out their podcast episodes. I'm with my special guest today, the Immortals. I got my boy Big Vlad here, Busting Miss Daisy, Lucifer Morningstar, Mighty Guy, my boy Twisted Metal, and Zeddy Did Nothing Wrong. Now, we're all here. We're going to be speaking about specific topics here, and we're going to have some fun with it in the process. Okay, so I went ahead and had this conversation. And it's on the Facebook groups and everything, and how you get in those Facebook groups and there's a lot of people with different opinions to a point where it gets to into arguments. Now the thing is, I try to get on people about a game being $60. So I just want to know, I'm gonna start with Vlad right now. So Vlad, what do you think makes a game $60? What would you like to see, or what do you feel needs to be in the game that is $60? That makes it $60. Excuse me.
What I would say makes a game $60. Basically, pretty much how I feel a complete game is, or worth that amount of money, is a game that I look at things like replayability. Is the game replayable? When I beat it, do I just put it away, delete it? If I bought it digitally, do I just delete it, don't even look at it again? If I bought it physically, do I just take the disc out and don't put the disc back in? What do I do? And once I beat it, do I replay it? Also, what I do look at in the game, and that's worth $60, I also look at when it comes to the graphics, does it match today's generation of consoles? If I'm playing a game that's on PS5, I expect some groundbreaking graphics, and not a game that's got the graphics of a PS2 game, but you're charging me $60 for it to be on a PS5. I also look at it's sad to say how long a game is. It doesn't have to be 60 hours long like with Red Dead and a lot of other games. It doesn't have to. It could, but it can't be if it's gonna be short, then I believe it shouldn't be $60. It should be at least 20 or 30. Games arguably right now, the argument with Resident Evil 3, should that have been $60 because of the fact that it was a 4 to 5 hour game? You could probably beat it less than that. What should it arguably been? A $60 game. A lot of people has been having that debate on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, right, even as we speak. In my opinion, no, it should have been cheaper, because you're not getting what's the name, at least a good 8 to 10 hour, or at least 7 to 10 hour is about the average, the norm, just the range for a game to be as long, so you can get the fullness out the game, rather than you playing it for a second and all of a sudden you're done. You just wow, that was quick, and then you question how much you paid for it. Another thing I look at is also basically I look at is the game is complete. For example, God of War. The thing what I love about God of War was the fact that it's not that it was just good, but it was a game that didn't require DLC. If a game, it's not, and there's nothing wrong with a game requiring DLC, but it shouldn't be how with Destiny, where it wasn't fully completed, and the campaign was short, and then you had $10 DLC, or $20 DLC, which was the campaign was even more shorter, and then with the whole thing ending, once you get Destiny and 5 expansions, they'll release the complete collection, or the complete experience, which will be the main game and all the DLC, and someone who's new to the series can buy it for $60, but I pretty much bought it for $250 or more. So upon the microtransactions along with it. So a game that's not really finished when it comes to story and gameplay and stuff, just so they can charge DLC for it. And those type of games, like at that point, that game should have been $60. That game should have just been, like 30, and then until you fully complete the game, and then give it to me $60.
Okay,
that's the type of things I look for, is the longevity of the game.
Okay, good.
Is the gameplay, the graphics, and does it really meet my expectations to the point where I'm like, wow, this was money well spent.
Okay, so I like those, like that reason. I like all the reasons that you just gave. Especially with the DLC and the microtransactions, that's definitely a good thing. But Busting Miss Daisy, or can I call you BMD? Is that cool?
You just call me Clips.
Clips. All right, cool. Clips. All right, cool. So as you heard his reasons, like, can you agree with some of those reasons, or do you have different reasons for it, or is there another thing that requires for a game to be $60 for you? Can you let me know, like what do you have in mind? What do you think?
Well, I think I think I agree with the arguments he has, but like I look for it big as a story. If the story's long enough, or if it's like replayable, like he said too, and it doesn't need DLC, then I good for it to be $60. But if it's like short, or the story's like probably like 6 hours total, then it shouldn't be $60.
Fair enough. I understand that. That's a fair point. All right, so Lucifer, can you agree with that? Do you have anything that you want to add to that, or do you have a different opinion on that? What do you guys say for that?
I can agree on most of the parts, but I think the game mainly has to have length, a good story, and gameplay. That's about it. Not too long, not too short, just enough to have actual good fun and not lose my focus, but good gameplay, because I know a lot of games have good like stories but terrible gameplay. But yeah, that's mainly my main three.
Okay, all right, that's understandable as well. I know Mighty's probably Mighty, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just muting my mic so y'all won't have to hear background noise.
It's cool. It's understandable. So, what do you feel on the $60 price for a game? What considers a game $60 to you?
Alright. What considers a game $60 to me, right? Alright, so let me bring on an example. Nintendo Switch, right? Most of its games have been, crossed over. Most of their games have been brought over from the more powerful consoles, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why those games are still expensive, even though on Xbox and PlayStation it would be like $30, is because of the handling and the time that was spent to transfer that game, right? So what makes a game $60 to me is the advertisement, the time put into trying to make this game as well pronounced as possible. Trying to basically, to make a game $60, I feel is you have to put the time into it, basically, to make it $60. Because you can have a game that's $30 and $20 and $10 and it can still be trash. Like, the price tag doesn't necessarily change anything. It's just you're expecting, like, all the money that you're paying for is just what you expect to get out of the game. $10, $60 worth, $50, $100 worth, depending if you're buying, DLC expansions or whatever. It mostly just depends on the way they market the game. So, like, let's say a game like as terrible as Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 has been improving. Would I say is it a $60 game? No, I would not say it's a $60 game, because the marketing behind it is not as powerful as say like a game like Doom Eternal, where the backing to that game was so huge that it deserves that $60 price tag, because they worked hard to get the game where it's at now, basically. So that's my idealistic on it.
Okay, so that's really good that you brought up. I like that idea that you just brought up, Zeddy. Before we even continue, I give a shout out to Twisted Metal, and I just I completely forgot that was me. Is that you there? I guess.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, just trying to mute myself.
Okay, I understand that. What do you feel makes a game $60?
Pretty much, like I would say, like good story. What's the word? Like overall, like how long they did to make the game worthwhile to make it worth $60. But the only biggest gripe that I have with it too is they say, like, I know I'm probably gonna get like a little hate for it, but it's like usually with remakes, certain remixes. I'm not saying all of them, but usually like if it's a game that's like been out, like it's being remade and everybody knows that it was short during the time, it really shouldn't be like at least a full $60. Like it should be like, at most 40 or 30. But that's just me just saying. I don't know at the moment.
You mean like the ports, right? The port.
Yeah, the ports, or like I say that, like if it's a game that like it's not well known, and then it just comes out with a remake, and it's like okay, like it's gonna be like $60, but it's like not everybody knows that game back then. So like for example, like there was a game I forgot that came out like last year, like it was Medieval, and that was understandable from their perspective. Like it was a remake, but it was a full $30 price, but they know that no one's gonna pay $60 for a game that was like 5 hours long.
Okay, I like that their reasoning. Like when it comes to like $60 in a game for me, I feel that that when it comes to certain games, like especially that come out, I feel as certain games that the $60 price is the standard right now. But when it comes to like selling like most games, like if we go ahead and sell the brand new Cyberpunk, it's gonna be $60, or if we get another God of War, that's gonna be $60. It will be only over that price if we get like special editions. I feel that a game in general for a standard can be $60 unless a company lowers the price for a reason. Like for instance, you would think another Ratchet and Clank would be $60, but they remade the first one, made it $40. So and it went well, but when it came to things like the Resident Evil 3 thing, like Vlad was talking about, like what kind of annoyed me is that people said that it wasn't worth $60 because it was around like a couple of hours long. But if you see like a standard for playing a game straight through, it's really not that long. Like for instance, the new Doom Eternal. If you play the game Doom Eternal, but on the sense of like going from beginning to end, it's a game that's around 3 or 4 hours long. And let's say if you decide to get all the secrets or all the things with like the special gates and the Slayer gates and all that, it could be up to like around 5-6 hours at most. So that's just playing it straight through, and like doing it in 1 day, or probably 2 at most if you do like a full sitting. So I think when it comes to that, I think when people try to do a full sitting on the game, they say, oh, what, it's way too short. But on a standard, because everybody works or have things to do or takes care of kids, that they take a break from the game and it takes a lot longer. Like, you guys know what I'm saying? It's like it's like that's where I go with it. Like I feel like when people just try to get on the idea that like that certain like gamers depict the price of the game, it kind of bothers me, because if that's the case, then then most games would be cheap, companies won't be making money. It just like that's just how I feel about it, especially where Resident Evil 3 was 2 games. So let's say, for instance, if they sold separately, let's say Resistance was $20 and then Resident Evil 3 was $40, you decide to get them both, you're still paying the $60. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's where I think about it. It's just like that's where I'm on the par with it. I just don't understand where people just like think like, oh, what, that it shouldn't be $40 because of the hours. the game over, like the games, especially with graphics, like sometimes it's a gamble, because there are some games that sold for like $30 and look like 8-bit, or even like low end like graphics, like anything like from like a Nintendo game or a 3DS game, or possibly lower than that, and they made a lot of money. Like Shovel Knight made a lot of money, especially how the graphics look compared to other graphics, or like how the gameplay was compared to other gameplay. So that's a major point with it. Also, like with the idea that a game could be trashy, I know that could be that's an opinion. Like a lot of people could not like a certain game that I like, but like that I don't think that in my opinion that depicts a price of a game, because I could think one game that let's say Vlad likes that I possibly won't. I could say that that's probably not the price that I would pay for the game. You know what I mean? But he would probably pay full price on that. You guys got what I mean on that one?
Yeah.
So
some people will pay full price for a game, even though you feel like you didn't get what you thought you got out the. Like for example, I want to use the example. I'll say Infamous Second Son, where some people say, "Hey." There are people argue, well, it didn't feel like a complete Infamous game, and then some people probably feel like different, or maybe that wasn't a good example. Halo ODST. A lot of people will argue, hey, that was a full game. It had a story, it had a campaign. Other people will feel like, no, the story wasn't long enough, or it wasn't this or that, it wasn't complete. It was just a standalone. So I see what you're saying. Or some games, some people be like, I would have paid this amount, X amount, while others say, nah, that was more of 30. But like Overwatch, that's a really good example. A lot of people believe Overwatch should have been $30, rather than other people argue that should be 60. And so that's like I'm in the minority that does, or I guess majority, that believe that it should have been 30 because it's just multiplayer. It's not campaign and whatever. It's full multiplayer, but it doesn't feel like it's full because it's only one or two modes of multiplayer, which is like control and control and protect the payload and capture the flag.
I would agree on that. I would say, like, especially for me, I would say specifically like Street Fighter 5, because I got that game on release. I have the special edition, $100, and I'm very disappointed in myself for buying that $100. Reason being, because I looked at the game when it first came out. When it came out, there was a lot missing. There was a story mode missing. There was things where it had the selection for story mode. It had things like being able to fight a computer. It had things. It had like things like specific tutorials. I'm like, isn't this supposed to be in the game? Like, isn't this supposed to be here? Like, am I gonna have to wait for like them to come up with updates on this shit? And then I was like, I spent $100 on this crap, and then I traded it in right on the spot. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm not getting it no more. I'm like, I love myself some Street Fighter, but then I'll just go back to Street Fighter Third Strike. Fuck that, because I want to go ahead and be like, okay, you know what? Because I missed out on many DLC characters. I missed out on Akuma. I missed out on freaking Cody. I missed out on freaking a bunch of characters like Blanca, like Guile. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Well, like, I missed out on that because they didn't put in something that was supposed to be in the game already. Like, especially with every fighting game, you should be able to fight a computer. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Who am I gonna fight? And I'm just looking at like me just putting another controller on the side and just like setting up another player just to practice on it. Like, I thought that was pretty damn stupid. But we're gonna be going to the next topic, which is
I got one.
Oh, you got one? Go ahead.
This is another good example for that came out in November. Death Stranding. Now that also got like mixed reviews, like all around. So personally, me, I liked it because I actually played it from like beginning to end because of, you know, yes, granted it is a walking simulator, but for some reason it's like that time goes by so fast. And like from Lucifer and Big Blad's point of view too, like they didn't like it because of the fact that, you know, it was a walking simulator.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it. I liked the game. I just it was a walking simulator. Don't get me wrong, but like you said, it did have some interesting points, and I liked the gameplay.
Yeah,
I did walk around. I tried to finish it. I just never could until I got busy doing other stuff with work and everything. But it's a game I would go back to.
But like,
it's one of those games I felt that it's
the only game I played that was worse than any of you guys is Fallout 76. I'm the one that paid the $60 for Fallout 76.
Oh my god, guys, guess what, everybody? The next updates will have NPCs. Like, what? I was like, wasn't that supposed to be fair?
Let me explain this. I see everyone's point on the Fallout 76 thing, right? So, let's see. With Fallout 76, right? The reason why they did this decision, the no NPCs thing, right? You gotta remember that this is not the first time Bethesda has fucked up on the MMO game. You gotta remember ESO was in the same fucking boat. Like, ESO was terrible when it first came out. That game was a goddamn atrocious mess.
Yeah, but now it's actually doing massively good right now, especially with the expansions now. At first it was buggy, it was a pain in the ass. But then I was like, I kind of expect that, especially for our first MMO, you know?
Exactly, like, and then plus Fallout.
But that's
a game that's already
known
to, like a game that's already typically known to be buggy, like, you know, Fallout, you know, like.
Yeah,
how many
Fallout 4,
go through that shit?
Yeah, Fallout 4 had a lot of bugs.
Yeah,
but you can't really blame them for the game being as atrocious as it came out because they've been using the same engine for goddamn like 20 plus years. Like,
true. But I think the issue with Fallout is the fact that they didn't spend that much time on working 76. That was like a year in the making. It felt like it wasn't like Fallout 4 or New Vegas or 3, which was like 3 to 4 in the making at least. This one was just a year.
Yeah, I felt like it was rushed, most likely, like rushed. Like,
yeah, it's like they
it's like a publisher like
for their investors. It was like they wasn't thinking about, let's make this game polished and good for the players, for our community that we built and stuff, so that they will be happy with the game that we put out, and that they will share it, they'll play it, and they'll be eager for the DLCs and anything we put out there. It was more of, we're being told that our investors want a game at this point, and we don't have any other game but this game slated, or they want this game to be slated for this date, and we're pushing our devs, game programmers and stuff to make this game, and they just threw it out there. It's kind of like when you have a essay to do and you knew about it, but it's like 11:50. It's like 11:50, and your essay has to be done by 12:00 a.m. So you just throw everything together and you just hope that you got an A for it, and that's what it felt like.
Can we just all agree, like, Fallout 76 was itself a Fallout 4 DLC? It used the same engine and everything, and all it added was like online and a different map. That's all it was.
I felt like when it comes to because I saw that $100 thing with like all the bundles, if that was gonna be a thing, that I felt like when it comes to like MMOs in that sense, I feel like they should be free. Like for me, like if you're gonna pay that much for like a server, like an online server and everything, like a monthly payment, I would feel like, hey, you know what, this game should be free, because then I'm paying more than the $60, especially if I'm paying monthly. Like for instance, World of Warcraft. Well, World of Warcraft is one of those things, like those subscription based, yes, and the expansions come out like $40 to $50 at times, and it's like, I don't like, if I'm paying monthly or like yearly for a subscription, then yeah, I feel like this game should be free. Like for me, I think a game that should be free is Final Fantasy 14, but I understand why they do it, because of the fact that like with stuff like that, it's there are certain things, especially with some of the servers, some of Square Enix's ideals about like earning money from the game, and it's I kind of see that, but as I said, for instance, I feel like when an MMO does that, I feel like it should be a free MMO, and then it's somebody's choice to pay for that.
Now I have a question for you. That's Square Enix. Well, how do you feel about them selling basically Final Fantasy 15 half made basically?
Okay, so because I played Final Fantasy since 7. So I played 7, 8, 9, 10, I played 12, I played all of 13, I played 14. And the thing is, with some of the Final Fantasy, when they sold like the episodes, I did not see anything wrong with it, because of the fact that we don't need to know about those characters. Like for instance, like if you see like in every Final Fantasy, like you have like the side characters, but then there's always that one main character. Like for instance, Final Fantasy 7 had Tifa, Barrett, you had like Vincent, but then it was always Cloud, the main character. Final Fantasy 10 had Titus, Yuna, Kimari, Auron, but it was always about Titus. That's what I feel about it. My thing about that is when people say that like I need to know about like persons like people like Gladiolus or like anything else. My problem with this was like, okay, but then you're gonna be at the end still playing as Noctis. I'm like,
I'll let you finish.
Yeah, that's just where I'm at on it. Yeah, but you can go now.
But I was gonna say this about that. You do need to know the characters only because the story did not end where the game basically ended. Apparently, they had the idea to make it like 2 games and make it like Final Fantasy 7, but the director left the company. The whole so now in order to know finish the story and the whole story, you have to buy a book plus the DLCs to know everybody's story plus the main game.
Yeah, but that's fair. But at one point we did have 7 from the get-go, from the beginning, and we didn't know a lot about all the other characters. Like like for instance, we didn't know how Barrett got his Gatling arm at one point. We didn't know like certain things about Vincent until they came out with Dirge of Cerberus. So it was like
that's actually one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I like Dirge of Cerberus. I wouldn't mind a remaster of that. But like it's like when it comes to even with games like Final Fantasy, it still just has that one main character that you should be focusing on. Like for instance, if it's like we have we know like how many of you have played on Final Fantasy 10?
Me. I beat that
was
like
my first one.
PlayStation
2, and I beat it on PS4. The remaster.
Okay, so you had like the main antagonist who was Sin, that giant whale. And, and then there was the protagonist who was Titus. Everybody knows like why those 2 characters were interlocked. Like for instance, like it was Cloud and Sephiroth. It was Squall and I think it was Ultimacia.
I think her name.
Yeah, it was stuff like that, and like those were the ones that where they focused and where the story was about, because especially like how things like Titus was even the narrator of his story. So that's where I'm about it. I feel as if like how much you spend on the updates, I don't feel that was a fair price. I think like for those updates, especially those add-ons for like the characters, the episodes, I think they could have been like at least like $20 instead of $30. I felt like that was a thing for it. I felt also that I felt like as if like the multiplayer, I believe that multiplayer aspect of the game was a good part of it, but I think it should have been in the game already. That's just me on that. Would you guys like to add anything about like anything about the $60 of the games and everything? Anything else you want to add?
I did want to say, I think it was one more to say, and that was, I want to say that basically, yeah, like at the end of the day, like I understand, like with Final Fantasy VII, because I think that's what reminded me. The fact that I understand, okay, you're gonna split the game up and make it like episodic, because I know one of the first ones that did that was Hitman Season 1, or where they had like each mission was an episode, and they kept doing like different missions, and then that's when they combined it together, and it was actually when like complete Season 1 was actually $60. However, to get it was about like what 10, maybe 20, which was cool because I actually liked when they did that. But with Final Fantasy VII, they're charging the first episode going to be $60 bucks with $90 if you get this special edition and what happened. And that's cool if that was like the full Final Fantasy VII remake experience. While it's only episode 1, we don't know where episode 2 and possibly 3, if they make even a fourth episode being the closing, because like the original had 4 discs, so this could be episode 3 could be the final 4, and that's why I'm just like. And then they don't know when episode 2 is going to come out. If it's going to be a year from now, 2 years, 3 years. Do we got to wait for another 10 years for episode 2 to drop? And that's my issue, is the fact that, this Final Fantasy VII that just came out shouldn't been 60. At least make that joint 20 to 30. That way, when the full all 3 episodes drop, then you can sell it at 60, and then people feel like I got the complete Final Fantasy VII game, rather than I paid 60 for this episode, 60 for this episode, and 60 for that episode, and you just got 180 out of me, rather than what you should have got me, which was 60.
That's a fair point. But I can't really agree with that. Reason being is because in full length we did have the 3 disc part from the original, but they're from there we're actually taking the whole games from everything and building them up from the bottom up, plus adding in things like, because there were some said to be add additions to tell the other people's story.
They finally had their own voice acting and everything too, so I can't really say that it's the same game as from 10 years ago. No, they rebuilt it.
I don't know, because I understand people's kind of frustration for there being 3 games. I kind of see that, but as I said, I can't really agree on that, because it's when they're building a game from the bottom up, especially with voice acting plus the animations plus the screens of that, especially doing that, I feel like that should be properly rewarded in that area, and then in that area, because as I said, we do the comparisons. We do the comparisons, and 7 back then compared to 7 now, it's wow, this is a big difference, especially within gameplay as well. Just to take a really quick pause really quick, Stop Gold, we're actually doing a podcast if you would like to be part of the podcast. We're talking about 3 different topics. We're talking about what makes a game worth $60, microtransactions, and also the brand new PS5 controller. If you would like to be part of the podcast, you may. If you don't want to, then it's up to you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me put your volume up a little bit so they can hear you a little bit. And there you go. Okay, so let me get Stop Gold's opinion on this. So Gold, in your opinion, what makes a game worth $60? What would you like to see in a game, or what do you think needs to be in a game to make it worth $60?
Well, in my I want to say 20 plus years of just over. I think what makes a game worth $60 by today's standards, I think it would go towards gameplay and control, because that's what I've been most known for. When I originally played, I want to say, I guess, one of the original Crash games. Most of the time, it felt super smooth. If, like, you know, there was a mishap or whatnot, that was 100% on me. That wasn't the game. Now, if, like, overall gameplay, like, let's say for, I want to say, maybe hack and slash, kind of like a Bayonetta or a DMC, I would say make about pretty much most of the combos more or less easy to do if there are, and why not make some that are challenging but fun to pull off.
Okay, so I'm guessing, as you said, it was like mostly with gameplay and control. So yeah. I would agree with that as well. You know, like,
I would honestly care less about the story unless it was mainly story driven, like Telltale games, Fallout, the works.
Fair point. That's good. There was one quote that was said that that I think you probably know about this guy, AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. I think you guys heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like what's the most important aspect about playing any game, and that's being able to fucking play it. That's exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Gold. You know. Yeah. Especially when that was a major thing. And you know, like, especially when he's actually still going now. He's making a lot of money of that. And
yeah, but it's not as often as before, you know, because like he's got shit to do, as we all know.
Yeah, because he goes on to conventions now. He does conventions and he does a lot of series on his own website and everything. But that quote stood with me. I was like, yes, this makes fucking sense. Like, it makes sense on that.
I've been saying that since like 2000s.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, like, if I can't play this game, or if the controls are so terrible that I can't play it, then I don't think it's a good game. Like for instance, I will give you an example of a game. A lot of you played probably like a Mega Man X game, right?
Oh man, yeah. I haven't played the X game.
So Mega Man,
I haven't played Mega Man in like.
I did Mega Man X Zero.
Yeah.
Mega Man X02 beat. No, Mega Man 03 beat that. That's my favorite. Beat 4, and then the rest were the Battle Network series.
Yes, I was Mega Man, the whole original Mega Man. I was Mega Man X, Mega Man Star Force. I was also Mega Man Legends. Mega Man Zero, Mega Man ZX, all those type of games. But there was one where it was so bad that I actually had to put it on easy for it to work. It was Mega Man X7, and then my.
Is that the 3D Mega Man X?
Yes, it was one of the first 3D Mega Man. No, it wasn't. It was the first 3D Mega Man X on PS2, and yeah, when it came out. First of all, the voice acting is absolutely trash. It's like when you speak to someone, then it's like, I'll give you an example. There, like, you'll be speaking to Mega Man, and like Mega Man will have a proper voice like this, but then there's one character named Cygnus, which is the commander, and he'll be like speaking like he's far away. Like he's speaking like if you're sitting at the desk and he's trying to yell at you from the bathroom. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, Mega Man X4 and the original Mega Man 8, exact same thing.
Yeah, but Mega Man 8 in gameplay was actually pretty damn good. So I was like, you know what? Let me give a pass for this.
But overall with Mega Man X7, one major issue that a lot of people had, and it's dubbed worst Mega Man X game. I disagree on that. It was the load times.
I didn't think the load times were an issue. I think like even for PS2, I think the load times were fair. It was just like the voice. Yeah.
The load times were lengthy, and there was a lot of them. Bonus points with the boss rush near the end of the game.
I hated those. I didn't understand that. I thought that was something that shouldn't be in a Mega Man game. My thing about it was that like as soon as you beat all the 8 bosses, then you get to play as Mega Man. Like what
Yeah.
Like what that, like what the hell is that? Like that makes no sense. Cause like I was like what like how do I get a Mega Man game and I get to play as Mega Man after killing all 8 bosses? That's like saying, oh, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and make this new let's say a Street Fighter game, but then I have to beat the whole game with a brand new character in order to play Ryu. Like what the hell is that?
Street Fighter 4 when it first came out.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much.
But you don't play Kakarot until like legit like halfway through the game. You playing some Xenoverse character.
Yeah, you're playing Xenoverse character. Then like at the end of it, oh, you get to play as Goku. I'm like, what? Like,
yeah.
What do you mean right now? This is some bullshit right there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of like making you play as like this one character and like at the very end finally playing.
I did like it, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not a fan of that, to be honest.
I did like the character creation though. I thought the character creation was actually pretty cool. I stopped getting because there was this other group that got famous of being competitive in the Xenoverse area. I'm like, how does that work? I'm like, because like it was like all different types of abilities. There was all different types of setting up with like certain perks and everything. I was like, how does that work? And then they kind of explained it to me. But yeah, I guess like that's where like, especially with everything on like, you know, the $60 games, especially like when I was talking about Mega Man X7, I know for a fact I wouldn't even pay $10 for that shit. It was
3D playing was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's like you go into the voice acting. It's like hey Zero, great job out there, and then Cygnus is all the way in the back. He's like, thank you very much.
Yeah, Axel got it.
He's like
until X8.
He's like, thank you very much. Like he's like, dude, why are you all the way over there? It's like that's some bull. It's like you're
yelling. See that fish from SpongeBob? Hoopla! Hoopla!
Hoopla!
It's so quiet. It's so quiet. You have to turn it up a little bit. Again, X4 and original Mega Man 8 did that. Why? What the hell, Capcom?
It's like great job out there, Zero. Thank you very much.
No, going back on the thing that you said about having a game where at the end you get to play as like the main, you know, launch title character. I say not all the time is that a bad thing. Like it worked with Red Dead Redemption 2, basically, because with Red Dead Redemption 2, you know, spoiler alert for people that haven't played that game.
I don't think you know should bother saying spoiler alert, because like how long has the game been out?
Some people still haven't purchased that game. You never know.
I know, like, just like people have had plenty of time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have even put like walkthroughs on it. It's like, oh, I got this 100% done. Yes.
Yeah, but basically, I feel that Red Dead 2 did a perfect job having a new character introduced.
Oh yeah.
Old character introduced, and then moving on to, you know, John later on,
which I love, but no, like, okay, this is kind of my thing with Red Dead Redemption 2. When I heard it was coming out, and I was thinking, and I was told like we were gonna be playing 10 different characters, like, how is this gonna work? And apparently it never confirmed. It was never talked about again. But we were playing a new character. that never was brought up in the first game, and it took place about 12 years before. And I was thinking, all right, this will be interesting, but I really wanted Jack Marston's story to continue, like pick up from where the last game left off, like after he killed Ross, I think his name was.
Which Ross?
Agent Ross, the guy that.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the Pinkertons that John had to forcefully work for. But like, you know, like after he killed Ross, like all this bad shit was gonna happen to Jack, and he would have to figure a way out of all of this. You know, that's something I would have expected from Red Dead Redemption 2, but instead it's prequel, and it was a really good game.
That is true. My thing about like, you know, like certain things of like, I understand like Red Dead did it good, but it's like if it's like something like specifically of a fighting game, like I don't want to have to play Ryu when I freaking beat the arcade mode with freaking Chun-Li already. Like I think Ryu is like the major standard, you know, especially with stuff like that. Like
I mean, unless there's like endings for like these characters, then it might be worth it.
Yeah,
I don't even think it would even be considered worth it. Even if so, they shouldn't have done that. But it depends on how you put it.
I mean, I've done it with Mortal Kombat. I know it's worth it because like each.
Well, they just pulled out Animal Crossing from China.
just imagine you beat the arcade with Scarlet. Now you can play Scorpion. Like what?
No. Yeah. There was a similar story mode, quote unquote, / arcade mode, and it was Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, and each character did not get unlocked until you beat one specific galaxy. And the very last character, who apparently was one of the Tuffles, I don't know exactly what he is, but apparently he's a creation of the Tuffle.
Oh, Hachiak.
Yeah. And he would be locked unless you watched the movie within the game. Which I never found this out until later. And apparently I could just skip the whole freaking thing and unlock him right then and there.
That is true. I actually had that's Raging Blast 3, and then that was exactly how it was. And he was like probably the most overpowered sack of crap right there.
Oh yeah, they're actually trying to get him to be in fighters right now.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh,
no problem. Clips is cool. If you gotta go, there's no problem. Thank you for being part of the podcast. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, especially with like Hachiak being in there. Like guys, like half of like the whole freaking screen. It's like
he'd just be as big as Brawly and Cooler.
Yeah, he looks.
They're the big boys on that screen.
I think he would be just as overpowered as he was in Raging Blast 2. I honestly think that.
With that head, he has that big diamond in there. It kind of looks like a overgrown like humanoid like alien, like a xenomorph.
Doesn't he absorb shit like the androids did? Or no,
He absorbs energy. Or he makes energy.
Yeah, he absorbs energy, but too much of it can actually kill him, which actually did. So
yeah.
So I don't know why they put him in fighters. Like I had like this whole discussion that somebody said that Bulma should be in fighters. I'm like, why?
Oh my god.
I'm like,
he doesn't do anything but help out.
Yeah, the thing is like he's like my friend he got like my friend and his roommate got on like Dragon Ball Super because it's like the story is massively stupid where Bulma is probably the most useful fucking character in the fucking Dragon Ball universe. I'm like it's kind of stupid that like, you know, that fucking Goku ends up getting his ass beat all the time, sends his friends to go fight, and then he has to come back and save the fucking group again. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
it's like it's like
well, I think that
like if anything, if it's not Goku, that's fucking carrying the team, it's Piccolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But the
Piccolo's the real
Hachi,
dad.
I know. With
Yeah,
Hachi,
it's-
it's basically there were people that do want him there. I know they wanted Tapion. A lot of people's been pushing for Tapion, Pycon, Hercule. And then they also somebody said Harudagarn, which was weird. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to put him in that game. That dude's like the size of a grade 8. I don't even think they could put him on the game.
Harudagarn is the
He's the beast with that.
After the dragon that Tapion exhorted.
Yeah, that's no way. Like, in order for Harudagarn to actually be in there is actually if he's like the special move. That's it. That's the only way he can fucking be there. It's like it makes no sense.
And then who else did I say? Another person they did wanted. A lot of people want. Well, they've been asking for Rats ever since he was never on the original roster, but which is fine. But they also want Turles, but they don't want Turles only because they don't want. Because at this point, Fighters really is Goku Ball Z. Like, it literally half the roster is a Goku character, if not a lookalike of Goku. You got Bardock, you got Phase Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Blue Goku, Kid Goku, who's literally the cheat code in the entire game. Goku Rose. Then you have Vegito and Gogeta, which is a part of Goku. Zamasu, or Merge Zamasu, which is a part of Goku.
Goku.
Yeah, now we have this coming May, we're gonna have Ultra Instinct Goku, and it's just like we got too many Gokus.
That, like when I heard Super Saiyan Rose, like when it's pronounced, it's like what should I call this form? Rose. Yes, Super Saiyan Rose. I'm like, dude, you couldn't stop being a bougie bitch for a minute. Like, come on. Like, it's like that sound is so stupid. It's like.
The form itself is interesting, but the name.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I guess it's better than saying it's Super Saiyan Magenta.
you could have just said Super Saiyan Pink. You could have just said Super Saiyan, just regular Rose. Super Saiyan Rose. That's it. Like,
That's literally what I said when I heard about that.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Rose.
Well, I mean, it's the biggest question how he went from having a deep voice to a British villain in one transformation.
I don't know. Like, it's like
he became British when he went Super Saiyan Rose. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like James Bond. It's like
that's why.
Like, it's like James Bond. It's like at first he was British, but then at one point you get the other James Bond. My name is Bond, James Bond, who was actually played by a guy who wasn't British, and then it goes to a British dude.
Yeah. Fun fact about that one, he fucking hates being that character at this point.
Yeah, they went from between British and Scottish because even Pierce Brosnan wasn't even British, and he's actually my favorite out of all. Because GoldenEye, no one can pass. That's like the best, literally the best shooter hands down. And it kind of revolutionized with shooters that we have today. Your Halos, your
the worst part about that is Patrick, I think his name was.
Patrick Stewart. Not Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Swayze.
No, it was. I can't fucking remember, but he was like the cheapest fucking character player, and you were.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The midget that would cry chop your legs, and you couldn't kill him. He's so close.
Yeah.
My favorite character was Odd Job. I was always throwing my hat at people. That's all it was. Yeah, that was my shit. I was like, yo, let me just.
I think it was Odd Job, or I don't remember.
Yeah, it was Odd Job. It was the Chinese dude. It was like,
oh my god.
Yeah, like a top.
It's got to be Chinese though.
Wait, he was Chinese. He was Chinese.
I was joking.
Yeah,
and it's funny because no matter what character you play, not unless you try to make like the whole squad Odd Jobs, then you couldn't beat literally him up close.
Yeah,
you couldn't even crouch in the game, so there's nothing you really could do.
If you used Odd Job in GoldenEye, you're 100% gonna lose friends.
There was there was one that I played. It was I think it was Nightfall or Nightfire for PlayStation 2. And when I would play that 007 game, I played with my friend Mark, because he always after school he always come over and sleep over at my house and play video games. So with that, he ended up doing stuff like, you know, like he would end up like putting like the you know, the trip bombs, the sensor bombs. I was like, okay. He's like, oh, you can't get me now. I would just throw my hat at him. He's like, dude, what the fuck? It was like the greatest thing ever, like the absolute greatest thing. There was that, and then like it was just like constant shooting with pistols, and then like the golden gun. But if you don't mind, I could actually get into the next topic, which we actually might want to get into a lot, and that's microtransactions.
Yes, microtransactions.
Yes.
Those little things.
Yeah. So here's my thing about microtransactions. Especially with certain games. I didn't like how EA did it. EA fucked it up. Everybody hated how EA did it. They fucked it up pretty bad. I think they're necessary because in regards to like mobile games, because you download a free game
with a completely different story.
Yeah, but like in one point, like a lot of people say that microtransactions are terrible in all types of aspects of game. So like especially mobile gaming, but for mobile gaming it's a necessity, since the fact that like, you know, people won't pay $20 to $30 or $30 to $40 for a mobile game. Because they're selling Final Fantasy 7 for like $15 on mobile. Like fuck that. Like I'm not gonna do that. No, because I have the game for PlayStation 4. I have it on PS3, and you know, like I have like all those sets. I'm not gonna pay for mobile. And with that being paid for mobile, you know, nobody's gonna pay for that. But when it comes to free games, if a company is thriving on a mobile game, the microtransactions are necessity for you know, developers and the company to get paid. For EA, what EA did, they fucked it up big time. I think if a microtransaction is used properly, because there is a proper way to use it, like for instance, I would say Overwatch does it pretty good. You have the ability to buy loot boxes, but you can earn them in gameplay. I think that's actually pretty fair. I think in regards to like Paladins does the same thing. Smite does the same thing. That's just where I'm at with certain microtransactions. I think people like Call of Duty does it terrible. I think EA does it terrible. I think Fallout 76 did it pretty bad.
The worst by far.
Yeah.
I'll at least give them a C for effort.
Yeah, they tried. Like at one point, at least they attempted to. But
at least now they're a little bit better though. Now that I picked up the game again, they
pay $18 for fucking blue set armor.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
they changed that. It's no longer that expensive anymore.
Yeah, like if anything, like I would be okay with microtransactions if they're cosmetic. If they're cosmetic, they're fine. But if it's a way that helps you boost up in a game or anything of that, no, I'm not okay with that.
No.
You see, like I call those things like I don't call like most microtransactions nowadays. In my opinion, is like some are required. Like free to play games, they get the pass. You're a free to play game. You need to make money somehow. You know, like your game is free. Make money in some magical way or shape or form. Games that are like EA, for example, where they're so the microtransactions are so prevalent that they're not even considered microtransactions. They're considered macro transactions.
Yeah.
Macro.
Like they're freaking goddamn expensive. Like like we got like Madden. Everyone that knows playing, you know, a typical Madden game of today would know that one card pack would take you $50 or so, maybe even like $20 or so to get to, like, and it's just ridiculous how stupid microtransactions have been getting. But I do understand certain games having microtransactions. Let me make a good example of games that utilizes microtransactions in a good way, like games like Smite, for instance. Like that game utilizes microtransactions in a really good way, and you got really exclusive skins that you'll probably never be able to get again. After you purchase them, these skins are like a one-time get, basically.
Yeah, like
it's a limited time offer. It's literally what it is.
Yeah, like for instance, like like in Overwatch, they had like a microtransaction sell of a skin for $15. It was one skin, but the $15 went towards breast cancer. So I was like, okay, you know what? I have no problem putting the $15 for that. I understand it's one skin for $15, and it's actually going for a good cause. You know.
All right, that I never knew.
Yeah, it was a pink Mercy skin. It was all pinks. It made her look like she was like a Sailor Moon character, and with that, they actually raised, I think, like a couple $1 million in for breast cancer. So that's what I liked about Blizzard's doing of that. I was like, okay, yo, buy the skin. It's actually worth something, and it's going towards something. It wasn't going towards the company. It was going towards the actual the breast cancer foundation. So I was like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
It's worth that. But I didn't like the idea, like with EA, like how like you need to pay, like
it's just going towards the company. Like, use it for something. Extra Life. I don't fucking care what it is.
Yeah, like Extra Life, like when you stream and you get donations, and you set up a specific amount, and it goes to like a foundation or even a child's hospital. Like I tried to do one which was going to Arnold Palmer's child hospital. Sadly, there was no donation. Sadly, but you know, that's a good cause, and that's what people do streaming for now. Yeah, like like as I said, if a microtransactions is like on a cosmetic length, like let's say for instance, or you get these 3 like bundles of skins for like a gun in Call of Duty for like $5. I have no problem paying $5 for those. You know,
$5. All right, that's. I want to say that's questionable, but maybe that's fine, I guess. But if it goes like $10 or past that, I'm definitely gonna question that.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna pay like $20-$30 for one skin for one weapon. Like if it's like a skin
Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna pay like fucking $10 for a fucking for a thing of that. But at one point I do, for Fortnite, as much as I hate it, I do support it because of the fact of the creator codes. I like how they give creator codes a chance, and give creators who want to make content a chance to do so. But otherwise, I am not paying like $10-$15 for a fucking skin that the character looks like he's like a giant walking fucking thing of Jello. Hell no.
Taco Bell,
like fucking you saw that ice cream guy? The ice cream guy, that shit was stupid as fuck. I was like, yeah, you know, you might as well just go ahead. You might as well just put like a whole thing of Haagen-Dazs right there in the process.
I've even seen the shit on Fortnite with like the big budget films, John Wick 3, fucking.
Well, those are good in my opinion. Like I have the Harley Quinn skin in there. I didn't purchase it myself with my money. I won a giveaway to get that.
Questionable as fuck. I was just like, why?
Like I'm okay with like celebrity appearances, like the Harley Quinn skin or stuff like that. Stormtroopers, you see, those things are pretty cool. Like the Madden, like the NFL skins, like all the NFL.
Super Bowl, yeah.
This is why I find it fucking stupid. I keep hearing, oh, John Wick from Fortnite. Oh, Thanos from Fortnite.
We gotta remember, that's just kids, dude. Like, they don't understand.
I just wanna fucking hit you.
Well, it's just a kid. Like, it's like, Like kids don't even know where Krabby Patties come from, man. Like shoot.
What I feel about microtransactions in games and stuff is like, for example, I understand like people use the argument how it's cosmetic only, and that's cool, but I understand also the argument where people feel like it's also a slippery slope because it did start with what's that, like for example, with Overwatch. Here's my thing about with Overwatch, yes, cosmetic only. However, it would be better if it says like, okay, you want to buy like the Diva skin. You want to make Diva look like she's saving the bees. Well, you just pay like $10 or something like that. Kind of like how they're doing now is a little bit better. You can win the skin, or you could just, I think there's a chance you could buy it. But outside of that, you're buying loot boxes that gives you a chance of getting the skin, and then on top of that, it's RNG. So basically, you could spend like 10 grand. Like the one kid who literally, I can't believe this happened, took his money.
I forgot about that.
And spent like legit 1,000 to 10 grand on Overwatch alone. Now, granted, you could say, well, that kid's just stupid and stuff, but that just shows how people say it's predatory, because the fact that someone says they dangle that skin and you thinking, oh, I don't need to buy it, I could just play the game and get it. Well, that's where it would be cool, but then you have companies like with it's like, I don't know, well, I've heard they've done this with Overwatch as well as they did with Destiny, where they will throttle XP. And when you throttle XP, you pretty much telling the person, hey, hey, we want you, we're enticing you to want to get that skin, want to get that whatever, in order for you to do it, in order for you to get it, you have to pay for it, because you can't do like you used to back in the day where you literally did skill, you worked hard to get it. We're going to entice to kind of force you to make that purchase. And I'm just like, I already paid $60 plus maybe DLC in Destiny's case for this game. I shouldn't have to pay on microtransactions on top of it. And with Overwatch, I paid already $60 now, unless I waited for it to drop to 30. So that's why I'm like, I already paid like 30 to 60 for this game. I shouldn't be having my XP throttled and be forced to want to pay for something that I should just earn in game, or earn in game, or earn the way that you tell me to earn it, without you manipulating your own system in order to make me want to pay for or what they say, entice. And then that's when it gets to that slippery slope where we had the Battlefront 2 situation, where we had EA turn literally that loot box system into a legit pay to play system, where literally you buy a loot box or you win a loot box and it'll be like +5 damage, +5 scope, or a critical chance. And I'm just like, that. So basically, someone could literally pay like $1,000 and beat me because they have the better. Is that not because they pretty much have their skill? The skill is they got better aim, better weapons, better. It's not just better weapons, but better aim, better quick scope, better this and that. While I'm sitting up here with a butter knife trying to get what he got the hard way, and it's hard because I'm like, okay, I could just earn it myself. But then when they start throttling XP and stuff, I'm just like, I don't want to play this game no more, because this game is actually a good game if they wasn't trying to hustle me for my money, like their name is Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. Like, let me just play the game and be able to show off my skill, but I'll have to pay for my skill, because that doesn't make sense at all. And that's why a lot of people think that it is even though as a word that's cool, that's cosmetic only, but it's a slippery slope for these devs, these companies, to be like, okay, what can we do above that? Or can we do exactly what we did like EA did with Battlefront 2, but is there a way we can do it without like being like caught? Like, can we do it in a way where we could do the same thing, make that money, but then people won't, make YouTube videos and complain about how it's predatory and stuff. So it's very, what's the name? I'm not saying microtransactions is bad. It's really in a gray area where the game could be cool because you add more content to it, but it could be bad because it could be used in a bad way. That's why it's such a weird it's like a weird thing. Because although if you take it, it's like if you keep it in, people can try to manipulate it, but if you take it out, then you just pretty much they'll probably do the same thing anyway, do DLC.
Okay, I kind of see on that part, but this is where I majorly disagree. I don't believe microtransactions are predatory, because reason why I don't believe that in that sense, because we heard about that story about that kid spending his uncle's money with buying a bunch of skins for Fortnite in the credit card.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know, because like the range of Fortnite players will be around I would say like 8 to 12 or 8 to 14 at most.
Yeah.
My problem is that why are you giving these kids at a young age your credit card to get your information? Especially with something like a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a PC, or even on Steam, can save your information. That's why it's better to at least give these kids those Steam cards, those freaking those PlayStation cards, or those Xbox cards, so they can actually do so and have a limit. The problem is it's just nowadays these kids are literally going into bags and buying their stuff for it. Now, for me personally, if I were to do that, I don't know if anybody would get this, but I'd get my ass whooped. I get literally the rolled up newspaper and then broken on my ass. And with that, a lot of people just want to blame the games, but at one point it's why does your kid have your credit card? Why does your kid have any use of your credit card? Or if not, why are you not supervising what he buys? Because especially with that, it kind of gets to a point where it's a major pain in the ass. Where with EA did it, where they're doing things to help benefit players, give them extra firepower or all that. I think that's bad, but when in Overwatch they make it a little bit different, where it's actually fair. I'll tell you why. The EX, especially the EXP that you earn from anything from competitive, arcade, regular quick play, or even for instance the special events, it will be capped. For instance, it will be if you hit 100, it will hit 22,000, but then it will stay 22,000, and you can still constantly level up more and more. And then every time when you level up, you get a loot box. So the thing is, it's more generous with the loot box. Also, when if you beat 3 games of arcade, you get a loot box. Another 3 games, you get a loot box. And then if you beat 9 games, you get all 3 loot boxes on the spot. And then it restarts. It's different because also skins and specific skins don't benefit the characters in Overwatch. Especially they don't give extra experience bonus or damage plus. That's a good thing. So and especially when if you get a duplicate of an item, it gives you the money to be able to buy that item. For instance, let's say a new skin will probably be 3,000 coins. Let's say I'm short coins. I could constantly get more loot boxes to get duplicates now, to a point where, oh, you know what, I'm getting money. Or they have a drop where you get 500 coins or 250 coins, which benefits a lot. And more on with other further events, if it comes out with 4 skins on one event, and then a year passes and then the same event comes by, the skins for the event last year are on a discount. So it's I kind of see on that point, but there are certain things about it being predatory. Plus also I don't believe that because it's also people try to use the gambling addiction reason. I do not believe that gambling addiction is caused by microtransactions or anything of loot boxes.
Oh no, it's not caused by it, but I could see where, like for example, with NBA, how that's like a legit online casino. That one was, I saw that and I was like, I can't believe they did that with the star cards and stuff. But I won't say that because microtransactions will cause you to have a gambling addiction. But I do see where people say that dangling something in someone's face and you like for long enough they like get it and they start to do stuff kind of like a addict, especially gambling, where like like when you trying to get that jackpot and you like I'm gonna just keep on playing and playing until I get it. And
I think that the whole thing like
you go ahead.
I think that's just like all the player and not the game itself.
Yeah, because like I feel like I kind of agree with that, because it's like why I say it's not like the gaming or the loot boxes don't cause the addictions, because a lot of people, especially with these complaints, it's more like in the, I would say in like the UK area, probably to from like the UK to I would say in any European countries. The reason why I say this is because a lot of people have that stance from that area, and it's not really a lot crazy on the US. Reason being is because you're like places like England, I believe Scotland, I believe also the Philippines, which is not part of Europe, but it's like those are places that have major gambling issues, but it's not from loot boxes, it's from casinos. And I feel like that should be pointed to, where that is where the gaming loot boxes are made as a scapegoat to ignore that situation. That's what I feel. That's what I feel on it. I feel, but when it comes as I said, when it always comes to the EA thing, because it's kind of weird when they actually went over there and it's like, oh, it's a surprise gaming mechanism. I'm like, okay, you know what? I can agree with that, but at one point it's coming from EA. It's kind of hard to hear you guys talk about that. Yeah. If it came from Blizzard, or if it came from the guys of Smite, or anything of Paladins, it's easy. It's okay for someone to go ahead and stick up for that from those areas. But if you're from EA and be like,
those are free games.
Yeah, exactly. Those are free games, and it shows on that exactly. But if you're from EA and you're talking about it's a prime mechanism, but no, okay, guy. All right, no, you can't go ahead and tell me that when you just messed up Battlefront 2. And Battlefront 2 was not bad in controls.
Oh no,
it looked great.
In fact, it's more or less the same from. That's as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but the microtransactions on EA's part fucked it up so bad. So it's like bro.
Yeah, the game overall was fun. I actually thought graphically, gameplay, it was better than part one. It's just that with those loot boxes, the way they handled the loot boxes, that's what legit. I feel like it turned. You're right. It turned a lot of people off to the game. Now that they fixed, they fixed the way they did it, made cosmetic, and they characters, more levels and stuff. Now the game is more popular than it was when it first came out.
One of them, I think it was Trollpoint or something, but it was from one of the original Battlefront.
It was Lucas Games. I know Lucas Games, because Lucas Games made a lot of good games out of that. I don't know why the hell they closed that company.
I know.
Yeah, because I was a big fan. I think they had a place in the Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed was the Force Unleashed was good. The original Battlefront. Yeah, exactly. The original Battlefront 1 and 2 were good. I think those should have stayed.
Public Commandos, that was also pretty good.
Yeah, but those are hidden. Republic Commando's like a hidden gem. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah, I have that in my Xbox library. I had it uninstalled. but it's still there.
Oh, you want to hear a very interesting gem that I actually played, on on one of those like raspberries. On like the, the raspberries, like the
the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look up a game. It's an arcade game that didn't make it, that needs to be on like sale on the Switch or something. It's called Ninja Baseball Batman.
Oh, I heard of that game.
I played it. Angry Video Game Nerd recommended it. I played it. Greatest game out there. Great beat 'em up. It should have been a thing. It's like if you combine ninjas, baseball, and then like all cartoonish ideas and put it in a beat 'em up. It's like a game that you would. It's a game that if you would go to if there was no Ninja Turtles. That would be your second choice.
Alright, given what you just said, I just thought of this old PS1 game by the name of Brave Fencer Musashi. It's pretty much like that, in a way.
Wait, which game is this? Because hold on, wait.
Brave Fencer Musashi, for the PS1.
I think I've heard of that. How do you okay, so PS1, Brave, what?
Fencer Musashi.
Brave Fencer Musashi.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard of this. I've heard of this. I heard this is a rare gem. This is one of the rare gems. A rare gem. Also, for PS1 was a fighting game, but it didn't get too much shine. It was the Wu-Tang fighting game. You heard that Wu-Tang Clan actually had a fighting game?
Yeah, I remember
that game.
Yeah, Shaolin Showdown.
Bruh.
Yo, and then that's where that one of their songs, Rumble, was in. I was like, yo, Wu-Tang had this game that it was like 4 players, and then you beat people down until you get all their lives gone, and then when you beat them down at the end, you had like a fatality. Like you had Method Man with a giant hammer knocking people's heads off. Yeah, you had Dirt McGirt or Old Dirty Bastard, just like you drunken fighting, knocking your fucking head off and shit. It was so dope. There was like a bunch of Wu-Tang Clan characters, and
Yeah, that also reminds me of like another hidden gem that was pretty much a fighting sense. Fight Club, I think it was.
Yes, it was. We don't speak about Fight Club. Nobody.
You just broke Rule 1.
Yeah, Rule 1 of Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club.
And you just broke it.
Damn it.
But I remember this game. I kind of do, but what I don't remember is that Snoop Dogg was a character in that game.
Hey, it's Negative Days, and welcome to my PlayStation Sony game.
But the thing is, like, that game is well known, but it's not like out there. It's like 50 Cent Bulletproof. It's such a hidden gem, and it's nowhere near the fucking...
I don't think I'll be contrary to that. I don't think that 50 Cent game was a hidden gem.
No, it wasn't hidden gem. I can't find it anywhere.
More like a hidden turd.
I've been trying to find it for a little bit. I found the sequel game, Blood on the Sand, but I can't find
Blood on the Sand now.
The moment I did find Bulletproof at Walmart, and I was like, yo, I haven't heard of this game in years.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Bruh.
Wow.
That was
Bulletproof got mixed reviews. It was okay. Actually, no. I had the game and it glitched on me, so I couldn't beat it. So
yeah.
And by the game, demo glitched on me. I was just like, my dude.
I wanted to actually buy that game and see if I could find my PS2 and like try and play it. And you know what? I've had no luck.
I actually played it. Eminem was in that fucking game.
Yeah, he he was the dirty cop.
Yeah, he was such an asshole. Like he's like.
I think that was the point.
Yeah,
he was like the comic relief asshole.
Yeah, but his voice acting sucks, dude. I'm sorry. His voice acting was terrible.
I thought it was fine.
I think all the voice acting in that game was terrible.
I thought it was fine because I was laughing my ass off the entire time.
You can't understand.
I think the reason why that game is considered good is because it's like The Room, like the original movie The Room. Like it was just bad that it's just like
that would be bad.
Oh, it's because you couldn't even understand 50 Cent because he had that because he literally has that speech because he got shot. You know, because he was shot in the mouth, and that's what.
He got shot like 9 times.
Yeah, that's why he has a hole in his tongue. Like every time you speak to 50 Cent, then you can understand him. It's like, yo, 50, you alive, bro? What's up? It's a 50. Like what?
I could understand him perfectly fine. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's like, this guy was a fucking kill me.
Have you seen Power?
Yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. I love Power, but it's like 50 Cent was so bad in there. It was.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love Power. Ghost is the man on there. That's why I was kind of sad when they killed them off. But
yeah, but
he was all but like Sen, he was also in Den of Thieves. From what I've heard, is fucking.
Yep, you know what? He is better than DMX as an actor, though. I'm sorry, I gotta say 50 Cent is better than DMX.
What?
He actually is. Because DMX has a tendency to overact. Have you ever seen Cradle to the Grave, where he was supposed to show like he overacted so bad, even Jet Li just looked at him like, bro, I know my acting ability isn't all that, but
I don't mind DMX as an actor.
I mean, he's a dope dude. It's just he has a tendency to overact sometimes, and that's why I'm saying when Jet Li or other people who acting ability is not there, well, it's not that there's not there, it's not good, or it's okay at least. Look at you like,
I thought the acting was fine, except for he was like the main villain of the entire movie, trying to get those fucking black stone.
Yeah, I forgot.
That was the one acting that I had the most problem with. I was just like, why is this guy even?
To be honest, I'd rather watch that movie instead of watching Blade 3.
Jesus. Okay, wait.
I
watch
a lot of movies in Blade 3, and I actually I only like Ryan Reynolds' part in Blade 3 because he kind of saved that movie in a way.
Movie, but get rid of his character. That's all.
I mean, to be fair, Ryan Reynolds' 3 was literally just him auditioning for Deadpool.
Okay,
that's literally his audition tape for Deadpool.
And it was Wesley Snipes trying to avoid the government. That's all it was.
Hell yeah, because he had to pay them taxes.
Actually,
and he still hasn't. He
actually, they actually found a new blade that Wesley Snipes recommended. So, because the new blade, he actually does his own stunts and everything. Mahershala Ali.
Yes. Cottonmouth from Luke Cage.
He was Cottonmouth from Luke Cage. He was in House of Cards. Let me go for his roles. Let me see what roles he was.
He was amazing in House of Cards. If you guys have never seen that show, the only reason it's kind of hard now because of the Kevin Spacey situation. But outside of that, House of Cards is actually a fantastic series.
And getting canceled from molesting kids.
I mean, if you can get past Kevin Spacey being in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mahershala Ali played Aaron Davis in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He was the Prowler.
Oh wait. Oh, Prowler. Never mind.
Yeah. There was a bunch of characters here that actually played a lot, like Spider-Man Noir was
John Mulaney was in the movie. Nicolas Cage was in the movie.
Yeah, that Spider-Man Noir, Nicolas Cage.
I can't remember the guy. He played Kingpin in the movie, and I fucking love that guy.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, that.
He was.
Liev Schreiber did Kingpin.
Yeah,
Oh,
he.
shoot, so Sabretooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was quote unquote the original Sabretooth. He was in the 5th Wave.
Yeah.
He looks
He
like.
was also in that Billy Donovan, I think is on Showtime.
He looks like he could be Doom guy.
I mean, he could.
He could. He could.
He could.
No.
He could.
No,
I
don't
could
know.
Please
see.
keep the Doom movie alone. Like, don't even bring that. Leave it
No.
be.
I mean,
Let it
That is
die.
that is fucking hands down Dwayne Johnson's worst movie. I do not care.
Tooth Fairy.
Johnson
Tooth
don't
Fairy.
even. You're not wrong.
Tooth
Dwayne
Fairy.
Johnson
Tooth
don't
Fairy.
even want to talk about that movie. Someone said, "Hey, didn't you play on Doom?" He said, "What movie?"
He
He literally said that he will actually. They actually asked him which one was worse that he played in Scorpion King and Doom. He hands down. He quit before they even said finish Doom. He said Doom. He said, "Bro, I will do Scorpion King 5 more times before." Well, not Scorpion King. The Mummy 2 when he was the Scorpion King because that
Yeah, I
CGI was
remember
terrible.
that.
That was so
But
bad.
he would rather do Scorpion King and that rather than him do Doom. Doom is a movie he will not talk about. He really does not like
Yeah,
that
it was.
movie. It's kind of like if you bring
It's either
up
that
what's
or
the name?
Baywatch. Dude, I will fucking watch Baywatch 5 goddamn times in one day than compared to watch.
I'll have to watch Ocean 7.
There's an Ocean 7.
Because everybody fucking loves Oceans.
Yeah, not the reboot with the what's the name? Unfortunately, the women in there. No, Ocean's 12 is my favorite because that one's when they had Julia
Let's rob a
Roberts and all
casino.
of them.
Let's rob more casinos. Let's rob a fucking hotel this time. Let's go back to casinos.
Yeah, it was weird. It's kind of they lost direction like the Fast and Furious movies.
Fuck you.
That's what gives me shit.
Alright,
There was.
I take mad offense to that because that's my favorite.
I'm
movie.
sorry.
Period.
I'm sorry.
The Fast and
there's-
Furious movies went from about fast cars and women to all of a sudden they're part of the Avengers Initiative. I'm just like, what the heck?
the next movie, their cars are gonna turn into fucking Transformers and shit. Like,
Are we not
Here's the
thing
gonna
about
talk
that,
Han
Here's
got
the-
blown up?
So the Transformers.
The funny thing
crossover.
about that joke, that actually was part of the script. There was supposed to be a Transformers Fast and the Furious crossover.
get the
What
fuck
Like,
out
no
of here.
joke.
Don't get
No.
me that shit.
What the fuck?
Like,
Yes,
I'm gonna be
that was
100%.
supposed to have been a crossover, but then it fell apart because people said we will not go see that movie. And also because Michael Bay stepped away from Transformers, so
Thank you.
No, I
Like,
would, I
You're
would,
welcome, America.
I would have literally saw Sonic the Hedgehog with the original CGI Sonic before I would watch that
No.
shit. No,
bro,
I'm
I
sorry.
actually
No,
that's
actually,
the one
to be
thing
honest-
I don't like. That's the one reason I don't like the I love the Sonic movie. The movie was great. No one would have made it fantastic if it was the original CGI. I'm sorry, because if we would have got that Sonic, we would have got the ugly tails that everybody was roasting, and then
Yeah.
we would have got Ugandan Knuckles from Knuckles. It would have been the best Sonic ever.
That
Hands
Sonic
down.
Knuckles fucking stupid.
I'm sorry. That would have been that is the Sonic that I would have been praising. I would have been like, it deserves an Oscar. Like,
I would watch the live action Super Mario Brothers movie. Then go watch another Fast and Furious.
Don't you fucking tell me that, cause like I saw John Leguizamo as freaking Luigi. I'm like, that's the worst fucking thing. That was like the worst thing ever.
Wait,
Like
what?
John Leguizamo was Luigi in the original Super Mario Brothers
never
movie.
mind.
The live action.
Oh my goodness,
That
was such a laughable.
What?
I hated that shit.
yeah.
Are we still not going to talk about the mere fact that Hans died in a Fast and the Furious movie,
Can
and
we
then
not
now he's
fucking
magically
talk
back?
about that? Because we don't know if it's fucking. We don't know if it's a flashback or what.
That's the alternate
I don't
universe.
know, dude. That,
No, he's a character.
that was a pretty
He's a
good
character.
flashback. That dude looked old and everything.
he
We don't
gave him a hug.
That dude
we don't
aged.
fucking know if it's a flashback or not. All right, can we not talk about it? While the movie's not even out yet because of the fucking delay. Can we
I
not?
don't
Bro,
even
'cause
care.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to.
I
be
first
delayed.
thought
want them
I
to
actually
be
was with you too, Gold. I was with you too. The fact that I thought it was gonna be a flashback. That dude aged. He looked like he just came back from throwing Ghost in jail,
No,
and then
it
like
has
was
to
like, "Yo,
fucking
what's
be
good?"
flashback, all right? That's
No, it's not a flashback because
Oh,
there's a scene where you see him in a 2020 Toyota Supra. So yeah, it's not a flashback.
That's not no fucking
Let's just
flashback.
say it's a flashback and fucking drop it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no, we'll see, go.
We'll see. I better not see no shit with fucking. I'm telling you right now, I better not see no Transformers shit or no fucking.
Oh no, they went Superman route with the what was that one movie they made? The spin-off movie
Hobbs and
with
Shaw,
the Rock. Yeah, they went the whole Superman route with that one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because what Idris Elba didn't he say, "I'm the Black Superman"?
Alright, get the fuck out of here. I'd rather see.
Superman.
On the real, I'd rather see Idris Elba as 007. Fuck that.
Man, I watch a goddamn what's it called, M. Night Shyamalan movie than watch new Need
Don't you get me fucking started on that Avatar movie. That the Avatar
Please
Last
don't say
Airbender.
Actually, can we just cancel altogether? His best movie was Signs and maybe Sixth Sense. Well, Signs and Sixth Sense. Those were the best movies he's ever made. Everything else has been either or whatever. Okay, the third best would be Unbreakable.
I think you made The Happening, right?
Like
The Happening was terrible. I'm sorry.
Happening was.
let me. You guys want to hear
that movie
my?
was so terrible. Mark Wahlberg don't even like you to. He'll punch you in the throat if you even mention The Happening. That's how bad that movie is. And he did Transformers 4 and 5. So
Okay.
that's
Okay, I'm gonna put a pause on that. Like, if Gold's gonna defend fucking the freaking Fast and Furious, I'm gonna defend the fucking Transformers. Hold up. Okay. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. I don't know what the hell y'all are looking for a fucking story, a big ass major story for a simplistic fucking story like Transformers. Don't tell me that shit is not simple. Don't tell me like you expect like, oh, there's so much explosions. What the fuck is a giant robot with a big ass gun gonna do? Make a baseball small fucking hole in the window?
He has a fair point on that one.
It's like
I mean, you got a point. I will not lie. My point with Transformers is the fact that, okay, let's talk. And it's like, you know, the movie he made, Six Underground, the one he put straight to Netflix. Okay, I've always wondered what that weird noise that always happens whenever a transformer was either near or about to transform. But then that same sound effect was in Six Underground. So I was like, was that literally a transformer sound effect, or was that something
what?
he just threw it in there?
Oh my god.
My problem with the Transformers movies is that I understand what you say is it's about big robots, but my point is, why is it that I'm like, okay, I'm understanding the whole robots and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I see some Megan Fox butt in the screen because
hold up, time out. Give me a second.
Are you complaining about Megan Fox's butt in the screen?
Hold up.
Hold on. I just realized something. Gold.
I'm about to get canceled.
You here talking about explosions, and yet you clearly never watched the Fast and Furious movie. There's at least 16 explosions throughout.
Thank you.
Fast and Furious don't. Stop making sense after. Well, part 2 was cool. Tokyo Drift 2. Once it got to Fast and Furious 5, I was like, wait a minute. So you really telling me Vin Diesel beat The Rock in a fight? We're really going to talk about this?
Fucking won. That's the problem.
Oh my goodness.
And then on top of that, what made me confused was the fact that I was like, okay, on top of the whole Vin Diesel beating The Rock, which is hilarious, just thinking about that.
It was a fucking draw. God damn it.
No,
he's still defending him.
What's wrong with him?
No,
The Rock would eat that dude's head in real life. Keep it moving. That's like literally having. It's like literally having Ryan Reynolds beat a draw with Triple H in Blade Trinity. That shit don't make sense either.
Here's my thing.
You know what's funny in Blade Trinity? I was almost expecting a pedigree on fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Didn't that happen?
I was confused how he was fighting Triple H. I was like, that dude Ryan Reynolds in Triple H is the equivalent of Goku in Legendary Super Saiyan Brawly. Now,
Not even. That's the option.
beat that is confusing, and I'm confused at how Goku even beat Brawly. So now,
Okay, so
Because the power of friendship. That's how.
the power of friendship.
I guess that's how. This is for my family.
Let me grab it back into our main
It was the
topic.
power of fucking rain.
We're stepping way too out of bounds here. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to microtransactions.
Yeah, we did. We kind of went off.
It's cool. It's cool. We could do that. We could do that. It's cool. It's like, as I said, when it comes to my podcast, we could talk about just like if we go off of topics, we can add another topic. It don't matter.
Alright, so if we could add a new topic, let's talk about a topic how this dude over here named Gold is gonna be talking about Transformer movies having too many explosions. But
Okay.
doesn't talk about the effect that Fast and
That's
Furious
the
movie.
fucking problem. Goddammit.
Okay, first of all, when I saw that wire all of a sudden just get stuck onto the car and then they're swinging in the fucking trailer, I'm like, hold up. Wait, hold up.
My thing about with Fast and the Furious, the reason why I said it went from, street racing and, street racing and women, and all of a sudden they're part of the Avengers Initiative, was the fact that in Fast and Furious 8, how in the hell does, like, the Dwayne The Rock Johnson, like, is a whole, like, 3 or 2 armored cars on ice, and, like, somehow hold that, or half the stuff that The Rock does, or my favorite on Fast and Furious 6, when Vin Diesel jumped from across the highway, caught Liddy, and then landed back first on his Dodge Challenger. Didn't break his back, didn't do anything.
Jack, well, you told me when we were watching that DreamWorks movie, it's just a movie. Just watch the movie.
That's animation. This is live action. That's live.
No, really, no. You should.
Here's one thing.
God damn.
Live action is supposed to be a realistic movie.
Go back to microtransactions.
You know. How about we change the movie? I'll tell you one movie that I will go off real quick on. Okay, I hate every single one of those goddamn Resident Evil movies. Every single one of them.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Especially the one with Nemesis. Especially the one with Nemesis.
Hold the fucking phone for a minute.
Oh no, he's gonna defend the Resident Evil movies now. I bet he's gonna actually say he likes Resident Evil 3.
Please. Well,
only the first two. That was it. Only the first two. That was it. After that, I'm fucking done.
No. I'll tell you why.
Even the Nemesis one.
Even the Nemesis one
was so bad.
Bro, okay. Before I say what I feel about the movies, go tell us how you feel.
Okay, so first of all, I just feel like the guy who was directing it, because apparently he didn't direct some of them, he wrote some of the fucking scripts and shit. I feel like the guy who did that took everything about the game and just shat on it, and then just like, you know what? Let me just find a way to add my wife in. Let me just go ahead and add wifey in, Mila Jovovich.
Well, that's the thing. He's never played the game. Then he quoted that he knows the game's better than anybody, and then that's when people said when people start clowning him for it, that's when he turned around and said the game sucked anyway, so why should I make the games? My work is better than the games.
What do you mean the game sucked anyway? Like your fucking movie sucked.
Bitch.
He fucking tried to make fucking Castlevania. Nobody remembered that shit. It was so bad it didn't even hit the theaters.
My dude, I think it's the same guy that made the Resident Evil movies is making the Monster in the movie, right?
Yes.
That's why.
Yes, he is, and Mila Jovovich is in there too. Like, you know what, bitch? Let me explain something, sweetheart. Like,
no, just wait, Craze. He's gonna make the Street Fighter movie, and she's gonna be the main chick. She's gonna be Ryuka.
No, just Charlie. How much you bet?
Ryu. It's gonna be Ryu, Ken, and Alice.
Like, no lie, he looks like Tobuscus.
No, it'll be like fucking Chun-Li, Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. It'll be that fucking bad.
Any Capcom game you see is gonna be him and Paul Anderson and Mila Jovovich. You want to see a Mega Man movie? Mega Man's a side character. She's the main character. You want to see Devil May Cry?
Dante's a side character. She's the main character.
Plot. Bayonetta? She is Bayonetta.
Exactly.
I can see that. I would love to see her in that Bayonetta suit, though. I'm sorry.
You might as well get Kate Beckinsale to do Bayonetta. At least that makes sense.
I'm sorry, but in true honesty, Mila Jovovich got some ass though. I'm sorry, that's some ass that I like. Like, she's pretty, she's gorgeous, she can act, and I think she would do good in that. But
who's the chick that did
her
Maleficent
acting
movies?
abilities, I think, were also kind of cost the new Hellboy.
Who was that chick that did the Maleficent movie? The one that played Maleficent? I forgot her name.
Angelina
Jolie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie would be the best Bayonetta. Like, she literally looks like Bayonetta, in my opinion.
Okay, so like, here's why I won't where it won't work for me is with Bayonetta, because like Angelina Jolie for me, like, she's too slim. She's way too slim for me.
Hey man, she can make herself thick. You seen how movie people get?
Yeah, she can do that. She can, and it will take some time. It would take some time because she was thick in the Lara Croft movie. She was thick in freaking Tomb Raider. That ass and those jeans.
Gone in 60 seconds. I guess. I fucking seen that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds is a classic. That's like one of Nicolas Cage's.
Honestly, I find the remake of that movie better than the original.
Really?
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't even know they made a remake. Second of all,
it was the remake of the original movie in the 70s.
It's. I feel like when you listen to two people like Nicolas Cage and Dr. Phil, like, it's like the same voice. Why do I feel like that?
Most of the time, hi.
Hey, Dr. Phil, you gonna be back in 60 seconds? Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Hey, Nicolas Cage, are you gonna be back in 60 seconds? Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Same shit.
No, man, you got it wrong, bro. It's
yeah.
I'll be back.
I'll be back, man.
Eventually.
Yeah, like the only time Nicolas Cage has really like emotion was when he did Face Off. When he was like, "I'm casting you."
Oh yeah.
He over-exaggerated that movie.
Oh yeah.
You said what's that?
Hell no, he over-exaggerated the fuck in the movie, and then because of also, what's that guy's name?
John
The other
Travolta.
actor, John Travolta. Like, let's put two fucking actors that overreact everything.
Yeah.
That is true.
What was the name of that movie? Nicolas Cage was like, "Not the bees, not the fucking bees."
The Wicker Man.
The Witcher. No, not the Witcher.
The Wicker Man.
Wicker Man. Yeah.
Yeah. I honest to God think that he overreacted with that fucking scene.
That was the most well, that's actually his top 10 most overacting moments. The other one was when the Dracula movie where he thought he was a vampire. They said that was his number one overacting moment. The second was The Wicker Man, and then the third was it wasn't National Treasure. It was it wasn't. He actually did good at releasing that one. Face Off was on there, but I forgot. I think it was Honeymoon.
Oh my goodness! You remember when Nicolas Cage was supposed to play Superman?
Yeah,
Oh
the same way Mel Gibson was supposed to be Wolverine and Keanu Reeves was supposed to be Iron Man.
Oh my God.
Mel Gibson was supposed to be Wolverine.
What?
Mel Gibson.
No.
When they first was casting for X-Men, they wanted Mel Gibson because they saw how great he was in Braveheart.
They
saw how great he was in Braveheart, but then he wanted too much money, so that's when they found Hugh Jackman.
Because fucking Mel Gibson's crazy now. He's batshit insane.
Well, I mean, I think Mel Gibson kind of always been crazy. He just hid it. His ex-wife just put it.
I don't think he ever was. Like, I've seen Mad Max. I've fucking seen Lethal Weapon. Like, after Lethal Weapon, that's when he fucking crazy.
I'm sorry. Get me a movie. I'll tell you what would be a badass movie right now. Because like this, I would plan this. Get me a movie with Keanu Reeves as John Wick. And I want this to be a crossover. Fuck it. I'll make it fucking happen. A movie with John Wick, Keanu Reeves, Jackie Chan with in the Foreigner.
Oh, I was hoping to say Rush Hour.
No.
Denzel from Equalizer.
Fucking
Jason Bourne.
Freaking Jack Reacher, freaking Tom Cruise. All those guys in a movie. Would take one motherfucker down. That would be another Expendables. Fuck that.
Oh, don't forget what's name, Charlize Theron, Atomic Blonde. And you can
yes.
get Mila Jovovich, not Mila Jovovich, because she did Aeon Flux too, Charlize Theron. And you can get Mila Jovovich since she's done like what, Sixth Element and Fifth Element, and then she's also did what's her name, Ultraviolet.
Yeah, she did do Ultraviolet, which I found out Ultraviolet was actually a vampire. Was that a thing?
What happened?
That Ultraviolet was a that girl in Ultraviolet was a vampire.
Yeah, she's a vampire.
Yeah, I was like, I had a feeling.
I actually didn't hear anything about Atomic Blonde, like part of the trailers. I never saw it.
Atomic
Yeah,
Blonde.
I looked it up
is
just to make sure.
Have y'all seen the alternate Black Widow death?
What?
Yeah, apparently in the
Can't say I've heard
comics,
of
I
it.
think. I could be wrong, but I think she's Ultraviolet has always been a vampire. I haven't really.
Y'all seen the alternate Black Widow death in the Endgame, right?
No, I haven't.
No, I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's the alternate death that just showed up recently. Another scene where it shows Black Widow's death, and it's Hawkeye and her fighting on a cliff, trying to throw themselves off to kill themselves, basically. To you know what the whole idea was behind them, but yeah, for the Soul Stone, and yeah, Black Widow literally just threw herself off the cliff and killed herself.
That stone is fucking bullshit.
I'm telling you right now, most of those stones are bullshit. Like
No, the fucking Soul Stone is the worst one. It's fucking bullshit on how to get it.
No, the Time Stone sucks because of the fact that the other stones break. The Time Stone could go ahead and bring back the other stones. Like, fuck it. There was no point in it.
Yeah.
Okay, Time Stone and Soul Stone. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. But here's one thing that is actually pretty cool. There was a point where, like, you know, they actually had, like, with the stones. After I say this, we gotta go to the next topic, the last topic.
All right, bet.
Yeah. There was a thing where they actually had like a merge between DC and Marvel, and yeah, and then it was Darkseid versus Thanos. So,
I mean, we've already got the death battle, so.
Oh no, that death battle was a lot of the death battles are absolute bullshit. I fucking
Naruto and Ichigo one being a clear example of this.
Naruto
with fucking Darkseid versus Thanos. All right, Darkseid would fuck him over.
Darkseid did beat him, and he took the glove. When he took the glove, like, the person who was working for him, he's like, "Oh, it doesn't work in our universe." He takes off the glove. He's like, "It's absolutely worthless." Like you just threw the Soul Stone and the Infinity Gauntlet out like it's a fucking, like it's one of those like the yellow gloves that you wash your dishes with. And I'm like, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah, because the thing about Darkseid, he has the even without the atomic life, what's the name,
he has
formula, or the atomic
Omega equation,
atomic whatever thing that he's been trying to get. Even without that, the atomic equation or whatever,
Omega equation, yes.
Yeah. But even without that, he's like, Superman's never really beaten him. The closest to death was when Batman and him had that stand down where Batman pointed the gun that had the bullet that can actually penetrate through Darkseid. Just like, you know, he could shoot Darkseid in the chest and kill him. Yeah, and him and Batman had a stand down. That was the closest to, like, you know, Darkseid actually feeling like, wow, I could actually die. Outside of that, Superman's never really killed him, and as powerful as Superman is, has never done it. No one's really beaten Darkseid. That's what I'm like.
Not really, no.
The fact that Thanos, even with the gauntlet, he could probably, let's just say he did snap Darkseid. The fact that matter is that Darkseid's so powerful that he just snap that.
He's a fucking god.
He'll just snap the thing that's in front of him. That's Darkseid, but Darkseid will still be in the fourth dimension, chilling, like just gonna sit another entity of himself to go right back and then, like, oh, that was cool. Now give me the glove.
Like killing Doomsday, how you can never really kill Doomsday. Doomsday will always come back no matter how much you fucking try.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Exactly like the fucking movie years ago.
Oh
yeah, Doomsday is just the Hulk on immortal steroids.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is literally his fucking special in the original Injustice called the "fuck you" button.
Yeah, like literally going through literally the fucking earth and then going back again. It's like, bro, like you literally just broke this shit in half. Like, come on, man.
I'm gonna say it because it needs to be said.
He fucking makes an armored shell of himself, and that's the fuck you button.
I'm gonna say it because it needs to be said. I don't care how many people say it. Doomsday put Superman to sleep, and he dead. He killed him. All right. There's no he put him in the coma. Nah. Fuck that shit. That man was dead.
That guy was dead.
He killed Superman.
He was
dead.
Yeah, that dude was straight dead. Like they brought him back through plot in different ways. Either the mother box or through the sun from the rays of Krypton or whatever. Plot. Dragon Ball's reanimation from Naruto. It don't matter. They had to bring that dude back from the dead. Exactly. While still.
Even the animated movie. The animated movie, in my opinion, was the most gruesome death I've ever seen of Superman.
Yes.
He got brutally beaten to a fucking pulp.
He beat the shit out of Superman so bad. I felt bad. I almost shed a tear for Superman. I was like, dog, somebody help this man.
Yeah, I was like
some milk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like that's
like
when
one of the most
Steel, Cyborg, Superman, and Superboy start to rise because the reign of Superman came in, and that's when Cyborg Superman was like, "Yo, fuck all y'all. I'm the Superman now. Ain't nobody can stop me." And then that's what
then there was the alternate dimension, where the fucking tyrant.
Oh, that freaking the Phantom Zone, wasn't it?
No, it was literally like an alternate dimension. Like it was basically the
Ultraman.
No, the Bizarro world.
No, he was basically normal Superman, but he was a fucking asshole, and he was literally
the Injustice Superman. Injustice Superman.
Yeah. Injustice. That's
that one kind of makes sense at the same time. What's the name? Joker put Scarecrow's gas on him, and he thought Lois Lane was Doomsday. So when he killed Lois Lane, who was pregnant with Superboy, her heart stopped and blew up legit Metropolis. And then Batman pretty much hit Joker from him. And then that's when Superman was like, "Yo, where's Batman?" Green Arrow was like, "I'll never tell you." So he ripped off Green Arrow's arm and like beat him with it, and then found Joker, and that's when Joker was like, "He ain't like you, Batman. He'll kill me. He ain't like you." And then he was like, "What?" He's like, he started making fun of Lois's death, and Superman's like, "All right, well, you can." He's like, "Well, you can, I guess, beat her in hell," and pulled his heart out of it, or stopped his heart in his chest, and that's when Joker laughed and said, I told you, Bats, I'll win," and then died. And he ended up becoming the ultimate dictator.
Had the laugh.
Yeah.
And the reason why he went after Superman, he was bored with Batman. That's literally the fucking.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, because the fact that he knew, because Joker been trying to break Batman for years, but he knew he could break Superman.
The only one that could fucking break the Dark Knight was Bane. That's it.
Well, Bane, and also
the Riddler did it. The Riddler broke Batman. He broke Batman so bad that the Batman stopped being the Batman for like 10 years. In that one comic book, because he killed.
Because a lot of people forget Solomon Grundy actually took his mother's tombstone, his mother and father's tombstone, and moved in a different spot, and it broke Batman because he could not figure out where his mom and dad's tombstone was.
All right, guys, we're gonna.
Man, that fucked up Batman up.
Yeah,
along with the fact that he got raped by Talia and then gave birth to Damian Wayne.
The little asshole that he did.
Yeah, that's true.
I was just like, yo, I can't believe she Cardi beat this dude.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. Let's get to the next topic. I don't want to be on.
Please God.
I really don't
monetized.
Yeah, I don't want.
Oh, my fault. I didn't want to get you canceled.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I know, because I would have gone off.
Okay, canceled, Drac.
I would have canceled that joke. You gotta cut that joke out.
Nah, I would have gone off. I would have gone off on freaking Cardi B also. So, but let's go on to the next topic. All right, this is gonna be.
I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah. This is the last one. This is the last one we're gonna be talking about. All right, so you guys saw the new PS5 controller.
You mean the Nokia phone? Yeah, I seen it.
Motherfucker! All right, hold up. Wait. Before you say anything, Before you guys say anything. Okay, so I have a photo of it right up there. I already put it up on the actual the thing. Now, a lot of people are like on like either shitting on this or just saying it's a good thing. There's many different things to it. It's not called the DualShock 5. It's called the DualSense. It's brand new. The functions of it is supposed to be.
Lose my sense of humor.
It's okay. Hold off a little bit. I know you want to go off on this. But
Okay.
the features that go with it is absolutely amazing. Like as two-tone color design, so you have like the black and regular white, stuff like that. Especially for like the PlayStation. You have the form factor, like there is brand new actual design with the form. It's longer, especially from the bottom. It's two shelled, especially where you see the two shells there. There is the adaptive triggers. So like say if you're playing like let's say Horizon Zero Dawn 2 for PS5, right? You will actually feel like the tension of the string or like the bow being pulled back. So that's how it works. As a built-in mic, the share button is now a create button because apparently Xbox wants to have their own share button. Like, it's cute, but okay. As I said, there's the built-in mic, so you don't need a headset, but you have the choice to put in a headset at the bottom because it does have a headphone jack. It is a USB-C, so a C-type charger, so like the standard now for like the phones. So if you have like let's say like an Android or one of the top-notch iPhones, so that's the charger for it. So yeah, I like the design looks good to me. I know a lot of people were like shitting on it.
Oh yeah, just wait till my turn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand the thing that it looks like an Xbox controller. I don't fucking get that. That looks nothing like an Xbox controller. I'm sorry.
I have a controller it does look like. Give me a second.
The fucking are you gonna tell me the Stadia shit?
Nah, I got you. Hold up.
All right, because I know you're gonna fucking put something up on that, but I think this is gonna be a good controller. I think it's actually gonna be really good. It still has the shape of the like close to a similar shape of the PS4 controller, so I'm actually happy about that. And what do you guys think about it?
All right, let me go first real quick.
He wants to go.
I need to get some out of my chest. All right.
All right, go ahead.
Get this out of my
I'll
chest.
let him go first before I do my.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna take a picture of a certain controller and tell me it doesn't look like this. Don't mind the design because this is the only design I could afford.
Fair.
But
fair.
All right, it's an arts and music gallery. Tell me that's not the fucking PS5 controller right there.
All right, arts and music.
That is literally the same fucking shit.
Right, arts and music gallery.
Switch controller.
Artist music gallery.
Artist music gallery. I'm just going to the bottom.
It does look like that Xbox controller, I will say.
I can't say it looks like that. I can see
it literally. Like, I have to put it side by side. Where's another picture of the PS5 controller? I have one right here.
I put like that like right here. I can't say it looks like that. I can say it looks like like
let me take a better picture to kind of capture it, what I'm trying to say. And if I capture a better picture of it, then maybe.
So this is
yeah.
All right, here we go. That's a perfect picture. That's a perfect comparison.
Yeah, cause like that's wired, right?
Yeah, this is wired because that's the only one I could afford.
Okay, cause I have one that's like that. I have the Metroid one, and I'm looking at that. And I looked at the side picture of it, and I saw the regular picture of the controller. I don't see how it looks the same of the Xbox controller or even this controller. I can say that that the Pro controller for the Switch and the Xbox controller looks similar. I can't say that this one looks anything similar to those.
Like it has the same round design on the top. It has sort of the same grip. It's just the grips on the PS5 controller is a bit more angled and more narrow, which is another problem. Because why are the grips that narrow? Like, dude, it looks like I'm about to choke a chicken neck with this controller. All right, like what? If I'm gonna play a game, I want to feel like I'm holding a controller, an actual controller, not feel like I'm trying to strangle a child at Publix. Like,
What in the world?
like,
Well, I feel like it's like when it comes to PS4, I feel like I'm holding a controller more than I'm holding when it comes to holding an Xbox controller. That shit is so small for me. It's like I can't.
I'll give you that one.
It's like
small.
It's like I could go ahead and hit the L1 R1 button and L2 R2 button with no problem. But when I hit like the top buttons for an Xbox, I have to like do this like extra extent, like a hook, like if you take your pointers and like hook them. Like that's why I gotta do that extra extent and push up. That shit is so uncomfortable. Plus, you know what also bothers me is because the controllers still have that battery pack.
Yeah.
That fucking battery pack sucks, dude. It's like if you got the best fucking system, at least the issue that you could fucking get rid of is the goddamn battery pack.
All right. I got another argument here. It's literally, and the reason why people say it's a ripoff of the Xbox controller. Now take a look at the Xbox controller and take a look at the PS5 controller. One, they have a home button similar to the Xbox. They never had a fucking logo button like that, like in the PS4 controller, right? Like this logo button out of the blue just came out of nowhere again. I know it was on the PS3 controller, but like at least the PS3 controller made it like its own button basically. But with this PS5 controller, it literally is the logo like the Xbox controller does it. It's literally the logo. Like,
yeah, but it was also literally the logo on the 360. Like it was just a different design on the 360.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like it's literally just the logo. You see what I'm saying? Like it's the logo, and that, like that's why people are saying it's similar. You know, like that's why I'm saying it's similar. And not to mention the fact that it has hanging triggers. The hanging triggers, you know what a hanging trigger is, like triggers that stick out. Those are called hanging triggers. Hanging triggers was never a PlayStation thing. If you remember from the PlayStation 3 controller, they would just have regular triggers, but the hanging triggers came on the PS4 and the PS5 controller. The hanging triggers, I'm sorry, it's just I could see why people say it's a ripoff. I know it's not a ripoff.
Okay.
Clearly, I'll give the controller that, but there's a lot of things on this controller that is literally ripped off from the Xbox One controller. But I'm not going to say it's the same because it's different.
Okay, let me say why I can't agree with that, because reason why of the adaptive triggers, like the hanging triggers, that was actually a PS3 thing. Like when it came onto that, like it didn't start until PS3, because in PS2 the top triggers was still a regular button. There was no adaptive like triggers for the O2 and R2 on PS2, because like it was just a regular button. You know what I mean? Like because my I would think it was my middle finger would always touch that top, and then I would use my my pointers to hit those buttons. And yeah, that was where it was like a space on that. Those adaptive triggers, it really didn't start with Xbox. It actually started with Dreamcast.
Yeah. You're right.
I can see where like especially with the analog stick and everything, it's a standard. That's why Nintendo did it, and that's why a lot of USB controllers do it for like PC and everything, and like Stadia does it. So I can see why that's a major thing, because it's like for FPSs. But the layout on the PlayStation is a lot more aggressively for the fighters. So like I can see where there's like differences, but I see the similarities, like, you know, with like I would say the shell. Like if you take a look at the
shell, yeah,
if you take the white PS5 controller, it kind of looks like the Xbox with the shell, but then when you turn it to the side and look at the other stuff, then you'll see the differences, and then it's just the color. But it's just like me taking like a let's say a black Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and then I'm just grabbing the black the PS4 controller and saying, oh, you know, this is a copy. That's what a lot of people are saying nowadays. Like I just don't see it, because like like when it comes to like these ideas, like there's nothing original. There's nothing really original.
Yeah, these controllers aren't original. We established this. Like everyone's gonna copy each other when it comes to controllers. Like,
yeah, but
it's just.
Yeah, but Vlad, I saw that fucking meme. Hold up, I saw that shit. I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with that, with the whole fusion thing, with the Goku and Vegeta, you know, fucking Xbox and PS4, and then boom, PS5 controller. But
that's kind of how, for my feeling of it, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think it's just a completely like, oh, they just grabbed Xbox and just stamped PlayStation on it. No, I really feel like they took arguably the best of both worlds, or they just said, yo, there's some stuff that a lot of people like on the Xbox, and there's some stuff that they like about the PlayStation. Why don't we just put them together and then like it's like makes things up to date and stuff, like the USB port is a USB-C, and then that they added, you know, they made the controller, from the looks of it, the controller looks bigger than the PlayStation 4, which I'm actually happier, because PlayStation 4 controllers are, at least for me, someone who has double XL to XL hands, it's very, very small, and it not only just fits comfortably, but it's durable, because I tend to also notice that PS4, especially PS3, not really as much, but PS4 especially, are very, very durable. Like if you squeeze them the wrong way, or squeeze them, I guess, a lot, like like me, or I guess push the buttons too hard, they tend to not last long. So
yeah.
That goes to my second point about the PlayStation 5 controller. Like, I have a feeling, since this thing looks fucking huge, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is fucking huge. Like, just looking at the picture we have here, of it, all the controllers together, the PS5 controller looks like a meaty controller, and that derives another problem. Is the controller heavy? Because some people don't like heavy controllers.
The PS5 controller, the way it looks like a scuff controller. Like how you know what scuff controllers look and probably feel. It's probably going to be like that, but not as heavy as a scuff controller. But my issue with another good point is the way the buttons are. Like with what's the name, with both the Xbox and the PlayStation, they're more pronounced, while these ones look like they're pretty smooth with the controller itself. So that means, is it easier for, if I push square, for the square button to get stuck and I
say that again?
He might have disconnected. He might have disconnected though. But anyway, let's see. Let's give him a minute.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna take like a quick bathroom break. So there's like we already did like 2 hours and 12 minutes. So just give me one quick second with the intermission. Be right back. If you guys want to continue speaking about it, you guys can. Just give me like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna just wait it out. Vladdy boy.
Will Vladdy boy ever come back? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, no, Dragon Ball GT. Yeah. Oh fuck. I'm still gonna say it though. PS5 controller is pretty shit in my opinion. I don't like it. But yeah.
Whatever controllers.
Like, I don't want a controller that looks like it's gonna be heavy. Looks like it got chicken legs, and as well as can possibly also be used to hack into the Pentagon. But you know,
it's the year 3020.
The PS5 controllers have taken over the world. We are the humans' last resort.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure these controllers are going to be costing like at least $80. Just look at it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like more than like what the controllers are now. What, like $65 for each controller. You should get them on like Black Friday when they're like $40.
I had to survive with my controllers. Ugh.
Is everybody back?
Yeah, well, Vlad isn't back, but we still good.
Okay, man. Maybe we can move on with the conversation. Then until he gets back, if anything. If I explain the features, like, is everybody else here? Anybody else here? You know.
Everyone else is here. It's just Vlad's gone.
All right. So he did nothing wrong. But so my thing about it is like, as you see, like, you know, there's a built-in mic. So like, instead of
that's a big issue.
Yeah, I feel like that's needed. I think like in certain areas, I think it's gonna be able to be turned off. I think it's needed, especially with certain games like Overwatch. Like especially Overwatch, you need a mic, and people don't have a goddamn mic on it. Yeah.
But that comes another problem. How good is this goddamn mic? Because it's on a fucking controller. It can't be that good. It has to be like the Kinect mic. It has to be echoey.
The Kinect mic.
Alright, like this thing literally has to sound like a goddamn phone from the 1910s. Alright, like the reception on this thing is gonna be terrible. Especially with the fact that it's on the controller and it's gonna be able to hear the buttons mashing. You already know that's gonna cause issues. Am I wrong on this? Like, you're gonna hear this.
It's
like you're gonna hear the button mashing.
It's like that one little it's just as good as that freaking when the first phone, like when you have that little nozzle in your ear, like, it's like I press 7, hello, and then you're just like hearing
exactly. Because you already know some dude's meaty hand is gonna be over the fucking little hole. Let me give you a test drive before the PS5 comes out, and what you're gonna hear. Hey, there's a guy up on the roof. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, like what happens if I'm playing like Dragon Ball Fighters 2 and I'm like, so it's like, yo, this is fun, and all this, I'm just like, dog, what'd you say? Like, you know, like I'm just hearing static because he's pushing the button so hard. And what happens if he pushes the button so hard it messes up like the mic, or like if the mic busts, was the controller itself just busts? Like there's so many things on that controller that I'm very curious on when it comes to durability.
Another thing, the whole hold the controller, you'll feel like the draw of the bow. Why on earth in the helling fuck would you ever need that? Why?
I don't know.
What's the point of that?
Some people want a fucking. I don't know why. Like it's like people.
Buy a separate edition. Like make it a separate edition of the controller. Like don't make it the actual controller itself. Because I don't want to play Fallout and have to press 16 buttons to reload. All right, like I don't want to do through that.
Yeah, like I think it means like if you actually like you could feel like the vibration, like the vibration will get stronger if you shoot like a specific gun, or like it will get stronger if you're holding the bow a certain point. That's what it means by DualSense.
But that the controllers already do that. Like,
well, my question is, since you got that built-in microphone and your controls vibrating, does the
exactly? That's another thing.
Microphone pick up the
yo,
vibration?
bro, I got you. There's a guy on the roof.
No, you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What you said? I was just like, I don't know what you just said. I told you to move left. All I heard was.
Yeah, like and plus like there's the microphone sensitivity, like especially like how you could raise up the volume of your own microphone. It's like, hey guy, hey, are you capturing point? Like what, dude? It's like, dude, did you go ahead and buy the new game? Yeah,
No, you gotta remember that every gamer plays differently, and they didn't think of this. Every gamer plays fucking differently. I play, like, when I'm laying down on my bed, right? Like, sometimes I'm not in the mood to sit in my gaming chair, right? Like, sometimes, you know, you're not ready for that ass beating your ass is gonna get after 5 hours of sitting on the goddamn chair. Like, you know, you want to lay down and play video games. I play with my controller behind my head, like, you know, behind my head, like laying back with the controller behind my head. How are you gonna talk like that with the mic on there? Like, you can't.
Well, it gives you the option to do that. Like, all those options are able to be turned on and off. The thing is,
that's
yeah, especially where it still has the headphone jack, so you can be able to use the mic. So I think those are options that can actually be edited in, and you can add it in. It's like when you have the headset and you can add in like the functions of the headset with the app. It's gonna have something like that in the settings. So that's what I'm guessing what they're doing.
This drives another problem with that PlayStation, Sony themselves. We didn't, when the PS3 first came out, the only mics you were allowed to buy were the Sony exclusive headphones or mics that came out. Those are like the only ones that you were able to purchase because there was no other mics that came out for the PlayStation 3 at the time when it first launched. There was only the PlayStation one and some Bluetooths.
That is not true. I actually had certain mics with it. I always tried a Turtle Beach one, which was like $40. That was like, it was being sold in Target. It was like those were being sold, and then there was like those one piece, like the one side ears for that.
Yeah, the Bluetooths. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like later on, that was later on. But when the PS3 first came out, there was no like legitimate mic support. Like,
yeah,
because I remember I got the PS3 like day one, and that ain't come with a mic. Like, there was no mic support for that. Like, I bought a mic and everything for it, and you weren't able to use it. Like, it would not render or anything.
Well, also they need to. Speaking, that's a good point that you brought up, Marty. Because here's my thing with your mics and stuff. Can they make a list of the different mics you can use and can't use? Because I remember I bought like 2 different Bluetooth mics for my PlayStation, and neither one were compatible with my PlayStation 4, but it was compatible with my PC. It was compatible with my Xbox, apparently, but it wasn't compatible with my PS4.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like Drac and me, like me and Drac are saying, like, it's like, what mics is this console going to use? Because we know PlayStation has issues with mics. Like, this is like a common thing with PlayStation. Like, it's just like, what mics can we use on this thing? Because I remember, like Drac said, he bought mics and it didn't work. I remember buying 4 mics when the fucking PS4 dropped, and none of them worked. I had to purchase one of the Sony ones that the white one, you know, the all white Sony mics that came out. Yeah, I had to purchase that because none of it was compatible with my PS4, and I was like, yeah, fuck that shit. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I like, people would even ask you if it was compatible with your AirPods. I was like, why would you fucking use AirPods for PlayStation? I'm like, I understand, like, if
it might work since it's Bluetooth.
Yeah, I just don't like. I hate those fucking things. I hate AirPods. It's like,
people say they're so comfortable, but they're not. Alright, like they really aren't.
Just like, oh, they're not easy to fucking lose. I'm like, yeah, then why do you have only one in your fucking ear? You know, it's like that's my thing about it. It's like, you want to spend $80 to like probably $90 to $100 for fucking like Bluetooth fucking headphones where the fucking phone should have a headphone jack. Like what the fuck is that shit?
Earbuds. You're buying earbuds without the cord. Earbuds without the cord.
Fucking Bluetooth earbuds, I'll buy fucking Raycon.
Exactly, Raycons are so comfortable. I have a pair of Raycons, and they literally are the most comfortable thing. I had a pair of AirPods. I literally returned them the very next day.
I heard Raycons are really good.
Fuck these things.
I heard Raycons are really, really good.
That's what I heard. Like, they're really fucking good, but I don't have a pair myself.
They're comfortable, dude. Like, because they rest on your ear. You know, like they rest on your ear, not just like because like the AirPods, right? It's just a normal earbud. Like there's nothing new about it. It's just an earbud that has no cord on it, and it's sound counseling. Like,
yeah, I mean,
the heck.
Hey, I'm not gonna I don't use Bluetooth that often, mainly because like when I listen to my music, I full blast that shit.
Yeah.
No matter where I'm fucking at, because like I full blast it. Whether I'm like using my headphones or if I'm like in my car, max volume, who's gonna fucking stop me?
Yeah, like I want to be able to hear the One Punch Man theme on fucking full blast, please. Thank you.
I wanna fucking hear
Yeah,
anything.
man. I do that all the time.
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna be honest about the AirPods. The sound of AirPods is fine. Like it's loud. Like it's loud. It works. It's just it's uncomfortable as fuck. Like, have you ever had those earbuds, like the Apple earbuds? Like after a while, like they start to hurt in your ear. Like they start to make your ear hurt.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you get with the AirPods. It's the same thing because they're literally the same earbuds. It's just wireless.
I have an AirPod. It's only like the one, and it goes on the fucking left ear. It's not like two of them like normal. It's just like one, and it goes on the left ear. I'm like, what the fuck? There's probably another one. Nope.
it sucks, especially when you especially have big ears like I do. It's like that shit is more annoying to me. Like, for instance, like it like when it comes to like the iPhone headphones, I still have the wired ones. I use the wired ones. Now, what bothers me is that, like, hey, you know what? Oh, you know what? We have now an extension for the headphone jack. Like, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Like, why the fuck would you bother putting in two fucking cameras where you can't? You're like that bitch ass company can't go ahead and put a damn fucking headphone jack. You're telling me there's a problem with that? You're telling me I can't fucking go ahead
because you gotta remember, the headphone jack is obsolete. Jacks do not provide the max amount of sound.
The headphone jack is obsolete. Your fucking dick is obsolete for stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there.
My fucking S8, it has a fucking headphone jack, and I use it all the goddamn time. I use it every damn day.
Yeah, plus now, like, places like Five Below, because I used to work at a Five Below. Freaking, like, a pair of headphones or Bluetooth headphones for fucking $5 or $5.33. Like, okay, yeah, cool. I got it has like an aux cable. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have a headphone jack. What type of shit is that? What type of shit is that?
That shit is not obsolete. It will never fucking be obsolete.
And then they act like you put it where your charger is. It's like, at that point, if you're gonna make headphones where you plug it in where you plug your charger, you might as well just put a headphone jack. Or if a headphone jack is that bad, then we might as well not even have charging cables. We just wireless charge. But I feel like that's what they're gonna go for too, so they can save time and money to make make it where you can charge. Put a headphone jack, a charger and stuff. They can be like, why do that when we could just say, just buy one of these wireless charger pads and do that. That can't charge you. He's like, you don't have.
I just think that Apple's gone downhill.
Headphone jack. It's just pretty much like a computer monitor, basically.
Yeah. I just think that Apple has gone downhill after Jobs unfortunately passed away.
Oh yeah.
And I would say it hit rock bottom when the iPhone X came out. That shit is stupid as fuck.
They admitted they're giving money out to people because Apple admitted that they intentionally slowed down. Like that myth where everyone's like, Apple intentionally slowed down the old phones so then people can buy the new phones.
Yeah.
That was actually true. Apple actually did that. It turns out it was true.
Because
Apple was not paying millions of people money because of that.
Because who the fuck would want an old ass phone? Like who the fuck would want an old ass BlackBerry or some shit?
I'm sorry. I would go for those old Nokia bricks. I'm sorry. I would get one of those again.
I would rebuy the sidekick. That swivel action was impeccable.
Dude, I got the Droid 1. The Droid, like the original Droid, the one that had like the screen like that slides up and reveals like a keyboard.
Yeah.
I remember.
That
I still
too.
have that.
Droid.
And when you turn down, it just go Droid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yo, did you see that they made a brand new sidekick?
They did?
Yeah.
Another one?
Yes, they made. Let me bring it up right now. I'm gonna read it to you. New sidekick phone because it's
I'm not investing that. I get that swivel action back.
Yeah.
Swivel.
Yeah, it's literally called the Sidekick 4G phone. The coolest. It's considered the coolest smartphone of all time, which I don't understand. And
Yeah.
like it was supposed to be a new it was supposed to be overall like a touchscreen phone, and then it has like the old ideas of the Sidekick. It was like you go ahead and you slide it up, there you go, you got the Sidekick. Slide it down, turn it to the side, it's an Android. And I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah,
They stole that idea from the Motorola Razr Black.
The Motorola Razr was the new one that they're supposed to be doing, which
It's already out.
Which I can't fucking get because Verizon's not down here in damn Florida. I don't know why.
Oh, don't even bother, brother. It's $1,499.
Yeah,
that's how much it costs.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with it because of the fact that I got freaking Cricket. I got Cricket, and yeah, and Cricket just gives me like all the old ass phones. Like I'm still running on the freaking iPhone 6. So, but yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Fuck it, because it's like
I at one point or another I have to upgrade so I can fucking increase my fucking storage because I have a shitload of music on here.
No, I upgraded. Like I had like this is another iPhone 6 I got. I just upgraded my my memory. I had 16 gigabytes, but my mom gave me a 32. So then with that, I ended up getting like a battery pack. So I'm on a plan, like a family plan. So that's why she gave me the new phone. So there was that, and then I still have my freaking headphone jack, and I'm happy with this. Like there's nothing wrong with this damn freaking hole at the bottom of my freaking phone that you put your headphones in. Obviously you guys just
though I recommend it being on top because having the headphone jack on top of your phone is way better than having it on the bottom. I'm just saying.
At one point, yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. But at one point, it's like I think they use the holes for the headphone jack for other purposes besides their headphones. Obviously, it didn't work out too well for them, so they got rid of it. So that's why I hated freaking iPhone. And I would never.
Not to mention it bends in your phone in your pocket. I mean.
Exactly. Like if I get another phone, if I upgrade to another phone, I'm going straight for an Android. The only reason why I stay with this is because it has my music on freaking iTunes. I'm so pissed.
I fucking have a Samsung S8 Plus, and it still has the fucking headphone jack, and I use it every goddamn day.
Oh my goodness! You know what was a big fail? You know how Razer came out with a phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, Razer's phones were so bad that they stopped making them. Like my friend had a Razer first gen phone that was good for gaming, and it had like an internal cooling system, but then the cooling system was so bad that like almost probably 80% of the customers who bought that phone went ahead and like asked for their money back because it was not working anymore. It would just burn out. Like, it got to a point where like the phones would like literally catch smoke.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was that bad. My friend told me, he's like, dude, my fucking phone just went out of fucking craziness. I was like, dude, it's just like, it's done, it's dead. It's like RIP. I was like, yep. I was like, I don't go for anything Razer unless it's like their keyboards or their headphones. No, straightforward. And
exactly, and I'm stuck with ASICs, so it works for me. If anything that doesn't work with that fucking company, it's that goddamn DVR.
Jeez.
Hey man, I go with Motorola, bro. Motorola phones are durable, waterproof, and not that expensive, but has all and can also be like used for gaming on your phone. It's actually a good phone, a good investment.
Yeah, my fucking SA Plus, it is durable, but now with it being fucking cracked, I have to fucking wait until I get this fucking screen replaced.
Remember when Blackberries were a major thing?
Bruh.
They're rebuilding the BlackBerry actually.
Like the fucking
What
was it 2000 fucking I don't remember what it was, but it was like all the way up to 2010 or some shit.
Yeah.
The BlackBerry is being rebuilt, and I've seen it already. It looks sort of like a like the A20, the Samsung A20, except it has except that it literally has like a sort of like round design, like the BlackBerry had like their little round design, sort of.
I had a BlackBerry, I believe it was a BlackBerry from Verizon. It was
oh god.
Yeah, cause like Verizon was like the company to go to during the time. Like
no, it was Radio Shack. Plus Verizon, Radio Shack was the way to go, bro. You wanted a phone or PlayStation?
Radio Shack was going out of business when that was the thing. Like it wasn't the Curve. It was the Tor, the BlackBerry Tor, and I remember freaking getting like in high school, like getting numbers like left and right because they liked my phone. Like I was like they were like, oh Nico, can I play in your phone? I'm like, cool. Like alright. It's like, oh okay, yeah, I just left my number in there, just like text me. I'm like, alright, no problem.
We learned his name. That's D Dawson.
Yes, exactly. So
wow.
It's like okay, no problem. I got a phone. Yeah, you gave me your number because of my phone. Yeah, cool. And that was the shit back then. It was the Sidekick. I think it was Sidekick 4 or Sidekick 3. What was the latest Sidekick where you would just slide it up? It's not just like turn it and then just like go like a wheel.
That swivel. Oh,
yeah.
I think it was the 4.
Yeah, it was that. It was the BlackBerry, and then it was Droids that was during the time, and then when freaking things like the 9S's or like the Android 9S's and shit like that, and then the iPhones became a thing. It kept on getting better and better and better. Like I ended up getting an iPhone 4 in my in high school, and then when I got iPhone 4, it was like everybody had iPhone 4. So that was during that time. But back to the controller. I can't wait to get one because I want
70s phone.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
I'm sorry. I'm gonna make fun of the size of it because I have to.
Yes, the brick phones. I can't wait. Honestly, I really can't wait. As I said, like I want to see other colors. I want to see a red. I really do want to see red. Red's my favorite color, so that's a major thing. And I hope that these controllers are good. But all right. I guess that was it for today's podcast. And I want to thank you guys for being part of the podcast. Thank you very much for being part of the podcast.
No problem, bro.
And I appreciate that. So, also, as I said, shout out to the Immortals. As I said, there's gonna be a link to their podcast, and you can make sure you can follow them and check out their podcast episodes when they come out with them. And we're gonna continue on doing these podcasts with other guests here and there. But definitely subscribe to the EHG community. Definitely turn on your notifications when we get new streams and new videos set out. Definitely join us on our Facebook group, our Discord channel. Check out our merchandise. Subscribe to our moderators and support our sponsors. But this is your boy CrazyMaze98, aka Nicholas Morales, founder of the EHG community, and with our special guests, the Immortals. And stay tuned for another episode of the EHG podcast.